Recording at 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California. Keeping Up with Nerds presents issue 208. My name is Rene.
This is Bryan.
And welcome to the show, everyone.
Yeah! Off script, baby.
Yep.
You missed a couple things, but it's
I
okay.
did?
Yeah.
I thought I did it at least.
What it was at Undercity Comics.
At Undercity Comics.
Yeah, that was it. It's A minus.
It's fine. Nick's like, it's passable.
I mean, it's an A minus. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. It's good. At least you were like 7.
I know. I was like, don't pause. And I just kept going. And I was just like.
I re-listened to that part of the podcast as I was doing the audio, and I'm like, in what world did you want to say 7? Why 7? You said 1, 2,
Where'd you get
7.
a swirly straw?
Did you do it? Did you get that from your work event thing?
Your work function?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A silly straw to get. You're
I
not
haven't
even,
seen that
dude.
in
It's not
years.
even working that well.
Plastic sucks.
Yeah, I
I was
know.
gonna say, dude, you're getting all foam.
I'm just getting all the foam. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Dude, do you remember
Oh my God.
the bowls from
Don't do
Teletubbies?
that. You're making me gonna burp.
Jesus.
Do you remember the bowls from Teletubbies?
The bulls?
The bowls.
Oh,
Remember when they used to
the
pour their
balls.
like porridge or their like pink whatever?
Oh,
thing?
yeah, yeah.
And it was like
custard or something
Yeah,
like
and it was
that.
a bowl with a straw.
No, yeah.
Dude, I used to have one.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
It
What
was a
did it-
bowl with a straw on the rim, so they would suck the custard
Yeah.
from the rim, and it like basically deplete from the bottom. It was a dope bowl, dude.
Yeah. Sucking custard out.
Yeah,
Always fun.
yeah. Why not? I mean, only you, Nick, only you can make a kid's show dirty like that.
That's
It's fine.
not true.
It's
Look at
fine.
Winnie
It's
the
fine.
Pooh.
I'm just,
You can look at Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
You can look
but
at
I'm simply
anything
just
and
saying,
make
you
it-
know, a nice
that bear
conversation
was-
about bowls.
That bear was
and-
talking to kids pantsless.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I gotta find me honey.
Oh, I gotta find me.
Here's a honey hole here.
Oh, look at Christopher
Oh
Robin.
no.
Guys, before we get any further,
Christopher Robin, do you
check
know where
out
my
our
pants
YouTube
are?
channel, Keeping Up with the Nerds. Check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook,
Not doing it.
X.com. Junior, he didn't do it. I'm
I
sorry,
don't-
Junior.
I don't know why. This
And audio
isn't
platforms.
working.
On one side. It's probably one of the cables of here.
I can't hear what you're saying. That's fine.
Apple Podcasts,
You can't hear it all?
Spotify.
I
and
can hear it,
Podbean.
this one I
Oh,
can't hear
okay.
this one.
Guys, how's your guys' week's been?
It's been pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Chill? What happened this week? That
Just tired.
you're just tired?
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. Yeah.
The heat's not helping.
The heat is not helping. Luckily, I've been in the office all week, so and the air conditioning in our office is like in and out. So
Yeah.
it's meh.
Also, I'm looking for a new refrigerator, guys. If you guys know, just let me know, please. Okay.
I'll give you the.
I know, I'm just
I'll give
checking.
you. No, I'll give you a link to a place where you can look for a fridge.
It's called Facebook Marketplace.
my sister was already looking at that. Yeah.
No, there's another spot.
Oh, yeah?
I'll show it to you after.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you wanted to know the story of the conversation we had this
yes,
week. So,
yeah.
my mom got me in contact with an old family friend of ours
Okay.
that he used to work in the industry for VFX work.
Okay.
Worked on Independence Day and the 1998 Godzilla. And so he was telling me a fun story where he said that he was directly involved in helping redo the ending to Independence Day, because the original ending was not going to be as good as what we originally saw in the finished product. So he was telling me that essentially what the directors wanted to do was the main character. What was the actor's name? Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. So his character was originally supposed to be a farmer who basically
Randy
piloted.
Quaid.
Yeah, Randy
Oh,
Quaid.
Randy Quaid.
Yeah, I was thinking it's like Dennis Quaid. I'm thinking of that movie. I'm like,
No, it wasn't
Dennis Quaid's nowhere near that movie. I was like,
But he was supposed to be a crop duster,
yes.
and they completely disregarded that when the ending of the movie was he was supposed to fly a crop duster plane into.
They filmed that.
Yeah, they
It's
filmed
in-
it.
It's in. It's on the Blu-ray.
Yeah, so he was telling me that was the original ending that was supposed to come out for the movie. That was it was basically like set and done. That was what the
Yeah.
ending was going
Because
to
I
be.
think in the original ending, in the original movie, he gets turned away because he's too much of a drunk.
Yes.
He gets turned away from helping in the final battle.
No, he does. He does.
No, in
In this proposed
in
ending.
this
The
proposed
proposed
ending,
ending.
Yeah.
he wasn't.
okay.
He doesn't actually get a ship.
So
Oh, okay.
he actually walks me through the process
Yeah.
of basically what was the original plan. Tells me this was the original ending, right? And so he says essentially this ending would not have worked. It didn't test well with the screening.
it's very-
it seemed kind of weird.
Yeah,
It's
because
Yeah.
you're telling me that instead of him joining the fight,
yeah.
excuse me, is that he got turned down, but then still wanted to be part of the fight, so found a
Crop duster.
crop duster that was in Area 51.
Yeah.
No, it's his crop duster.
Oh,
Because if you look at some of the other scenes, you can see that the trailer home has his crop duster in the back of it.
I never noticed that.
So the other thing,
because remember in the very beginning of the movie, he has a crop duster.
Yeah, I know that. I never.
it's in there.
Well, that's the thing. In the process of them leaving, they never showed it. That's the thing. When they were
in this alternative movie, it would have like been shown.
Oh, okay.
So he was telling me
I
that
think they also strapped a nuke to it. There was like two. There was like two
It's a lot
warheads
going on.
Like he actually, like you see him, like he roped two nukes
it
onto
wouldn't
the
have
crop
worked.
duster.
But
it sounds like Scott Snyder wrote that.
so
It's a weird ending.
When he and a buddy of his that worked on the VFX said that this wasn't going to appeal to audiences, he proposed that they could just reskin and use the F-18s or whatever jets were being flown around and put that instead of the crop duster. So he's like, you can tell that the crop duster was the original plan because as the jet is going up to the underside of the ship, it's going really slow.
Yeah.
And no jet in that time period would have gone slow.
Oh, that's
but
true.
they just
Yeah.
put
Just
they just layered it over.
Yeah.
He's like, so basically, and I told him like, so basically.
So he still says the same line though.
Yeah.
Yeah. He.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I see. So the original ending was basically when they all ran out of missiles. And the president is like, does anyone have any more missiles and stuff?
And then he radios in and he goes, I got one more.
I got one more, Mr. President.
And
So
he would have
they
been in a
had
crop duster.
They went back a couple weeks before that film was supposed to release and reshot all the scenes with Randy Quaid so that way it looked like he had
Yeah,
the
they had to
fighter
put
pilot costume.
he had to
and
put the mask on, the helmet.
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's pretty cool.
That
but
is
the
cool.
conversation other than that went pretty well. He kind of like taught me about some industry standards and some like he gave me advice if I wanted to get into the industry and stuff, which was pretty good. But he did VFX works on Independence Day and Godzilla '98.
Okay.
Yeah, and Godzilla '98 was a mess. He said.
Yeah. I
Really?
bet.
Couldn't
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. Really. Like.
Well, he more of a mess than what was said. I'll
Really?
put it that way. I can talk to you guys
That movie,
afterwards about
in
it.
all fairness, that movie looks like it's a mess.
It's
had
what
a
he
lot of
told me.
problems.
What he told me behind the
Yeah.
scenes. There's more stuff, but
Okay.
I can't say it here. But I'll tell you guys
No
afterwards.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's some stuff that was said that I'm just like, yeah, and he's just like, basically the end of that advice was basically, don't get discouraged from, how people react. Just
Well,
do
it's-
what you do.
Yeah.
It's the same idea with Quantum Mania. Originally in Quantum Mania, they didn't know that there was going to be a giant Ant-Man that attacks Kang's facility.
Yeah.
And then they go, and they didn't even record Paul Rudd. They had to use an all-digital Paul Rudd
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
in that scene. So that's why it looks really janky.
Yeah.
Because they only had maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So they had to make a full VFX Paul Rudd. They had to then make VFX inside the mask because they were like, can we get Paul Rudd back to record these scenes?
said
And,
no.
and they were like, no. So they go, what are we supposed to do then? And it's like, make it all VFX. Make everything.
And that's a shame. Where with like Hollywood's going in terms
Yeah.
of like the use of VFX. It's just use it or abuse it. There was
George Lucas's fault.
Yes.
George Lucas with the blue screens.
Yes.
George Lucas's
I
fault.
am more than happy to blame George Lucas for anything.
One of my buddies, his name is Alex Sandstrom. He told me that Corridor Digital released a video where they were analyzing the VFX work for Madam Web.
Oh, I
And
gotta
I'm
watch
just
that.
like, dude,
So bad.
it's so
Yeah,
seen that one.
it's so
I mean,
bad.
it was.
I haven't watched that.
I've
yet.
seen. We've already seen Madam Web.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna see
I
it again.
got like 2 minutes into the video.
I was so sorry. I was so close to rewatching it this
No,
week. I was like,
I can't.
I can't.
2 minutes of
Yeah.
watching that Corridor Digital video, and you won't ever watch it again. It just reminds you of all the terrible things they
All
did.
the
in that
terrible
movie.
edits.
The one that was really funny was they were watching the scene with the ambulance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then they're watching it. As they're watching it, they're like, "Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it!" And there it goes. And you see the truck doing a solid 15 miles an hour, and like it just goes, boom,
Yeah.
and it pushes it very gently, and it barely leaves a dent. And you see like them running. And he goes, "Where did all this blood come from?"
So the thing that got me, and I'm thankful that they mentioned it, was they were talking about how they over-exaggerated the compressions
Yeah.
to save lives. He's like, you're not going to be doing compressions all the time to save someone.
Yeah.
So as they're pulling the body out of the ambulance, they're just like, is she going to do it? Is she going to do it? It's compressions. Why is she doing compressions?
Yeah.
Where's the blood going to go? It's not
Yeah.
like he's dying, like, he can't breathe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's the compressions going to do? They didn't even check for vitals or anything. I'm like, yeah.
They were also making fun of what is it when she's it's always an ambulance. She sends the ambulance through the parking structure to hit evil Spider-Man.
Oh, that's your superpower.
And but it's so funny that she misses him,
Yeah.
but he jumps into the ambulance.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They were like, she would have missed. And then not only that, but also they go, it's funny that nobody on the crew thought she's driving into straight rebarred concrete
Yes.
and would die. And then immediately when it shows the other scene, it's like she's driving through
Just
paper
the
mache.
billboard.
Just paper mache. And they were like, the two scenes don't connect. Like, what is going on? Yeah, it's a trip. That movie is garbage.
Speaking of Spider-Man, upon recording, it's Spider-Man Day today.
Is it really?
It is.
I thought that was yesterday.
No, it was
Why,
today.
why is it today?
Oh no, they just
Is it the day
Marvel
that
said
Happy
it.
Spider-Man
I was
Day.
like, okay,
Is it the day that Ben Parker dies?
maybe.
I don't know.
You know.
Oh,
Or
by the
part-
way,
yeah.
Renee and I are pissed off at Marvel Snap.
Why?
It's
Yeah.
out against this dude. I played
Yeah.
2 hours last night. Won only 2 matches. I lost
That's how the game
so
works.
much. Yeah, it's
Well,
garbage.
What rank are you at for?
He's in like his 70s.
I'm in the 70s.
You're in
Yeah.
infinite. Or yeah, and then I was 38 down
I,
to 30.
all I know is that we're in an alliance. It's an alliance of one right
Did
now.
you rename the alliance? Okay,
Okay.
you thought it was Sean.
I
that
thought
named
it
it.
was Sean.
No,
Guys, if you guys
only
are playing,
only
hang on.
I can name it.
Okay, so if you guys are playing Marvel Snap and you guys want to join the alliance, just look up the tag Peg, and our clan's name is, or alliance name is
Pegging
Pegging
isn't
is-
new to me.
No,
No,
pegging,
just pegging
is,
isn't new.
Pegging isn't new. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Pegging isn't new.
It was keeping up with the nerds when it started, but then
Yeah.
it changed
Here
yesterday.
was okay. Here was the reason why. Because that's not Sean. The fourth person, that's not Sean.
Oh, is it? Who
It's,
is it?
it's Andrew.
Oh,
my buddy
Oh, okay.
And my buddy Andrew, he was like, how do alliances work? And I'm like, oh, well, okay, well, here's what you do. You type in the tag and then put in keeping with the, and then I go, just put in nerds and it'll pop up. And he goes, Nick, there's so many of these.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, no, there was.
He
yeah.
goes, which one is it? And I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? And he then proceeds to list off 20
like-
different names.
so this
that was
is-
like
so-
the Alliance of Nerds, Marvel
Yeah.
of Nerds, Keeping Up with, and then he just like kept on going, and
Yeah.
he goes, yours is Keeping Up with the Nerds, which is all the way at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'll change it. And then so he added on, and then right when he added on, I had just changed it to Pegging Isn't New. And then he goes, well, it'll be easier to find.
That's true.
I'm really surprised they didn't flag it.
Every time I join a match, I'm scared that someone's
Oh,
going to
because it just says Peg.
Because you can report a player. Yeah.
Oh,
because
can
of the
you?
Peg,
No,
yeah.
I've
Yeah, you
never
can,
had
you
it.
can report.
So I'm scared, and I'm like, I don't want to lose.
It's super
access
no,
to
because
my-
it doesn't. But it just says Peg.
It says Peg.
But it doesn't say what the alliance is.
This is
It
week
just
2
says
of
Peg.
us bringing up Marvel Snap on the
I
show.
mean, it's you know what? Because it's an addicting game.
It's a thing we've
It
been
just
doing.
pisses us off, dude.
Because
I was
I'm
doing
at,
fine.
I know you are.
No, but every time I'm in a match now, I've been losing more. So now I'm at 10 in ranking.
Oh my god!
I
You
know.
went down from like 25 to 10.
Yeah,
right?
I was at
How
25.
did you plummet so hard?
I don't know. I
It's
just keep
because people
losing.
are snapping so much.
Yeah, that's
but it's
what
like
you do.
no. So the stupid thing is, like, because Renee's
Yeah.
I showed you 2 matches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm winning up until turn 5. Then turn 6 happens, and they go like a god tier move.
Yeah.
That makes absolutely no sense. And
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Why? What? How's this happening?
Because-
or the locations are stupid.
No, it's because you weren't winning.
What did I tell you? What
You
did I
weren't
tell you?
actually. You
The
didn't even
exact
own.
same excuse.
It wasn't even your car. You didn't even own your car. You weren't winning.
So we're looking.
By turn 5, if you don't have a, I'm going to. This is my kill move.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing well, but I'm gonna boost everything at the very end.
Yeah.
To like win, your deck's not good.
So
Your deck isn't working the way it should.
it's interesting because we were talking about deck creating like different decks.
Mm-hmm.
So we're both trying to figure out like how to construct a deck where it's countering moves that the other person does, but also building up on points.
Shang-Chi. Just
But
put Shang-Chi.
I have Shang-Chi on there,
Yeah, just put it in.
but here, okay, and you know how Shang-Chi failed me? What's that Devil Rex or whatever? The dinosaur that's supposed
Devil
to-
Dinosaur.
Devil Dinosaur
He was up at 12 and then he went down.
to 8, and I'm like, that's so goddamn
Yeah.
stupid, dude.
I would have done the same thing.
So we
I would have done the same thing.
so we fought each other, and I told him like my favorite card to play right now is Morph. I love Morph because it works. It's a good gamble, and lately it hasn't turned me down. So we were playing, and we got to one part where it says, "Oh, we're gonna this land will shuffle 4 different
Three rocks.
three
Yeah.
rocks into your deck." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine. I've never had that problem." And what I do is that because I both have Carnage. and I use Bucky and Deadpool now. I have.
Oh,
And-
you have a
and-
destruction deck. You
So,
have the makings
yeah.
of a destruction.
Yeah. So, so I was like, okay, cool. So when those rocks came in, I just played them and I'm like, okay, cool. I'll use Carnage and
Which is a pretty cool move because he kept
Yeah.
playing rocks for 2 turns, and I'm like, they're cost 1 and no power, and he plays Carnage on turn 3, and I'm like, oh, that's smart because he's gonna get +2,
Yeah,
no
regardless.
matter what,
Yeah.
which is great.
That is not the major play.
No, hang on, that's
What-
not the point of the
I
story.
know- I
I
know.
thought it was interesting because he did something I didn't think about. That's it.
The-
Anyways, hang on, that wasn't
Yeah.
the point of the story.
Okay.
Go
So-
on.
Go.
So then next thing you know, I'm like, okay, cool. I draw Morph and I'm like, okay, cool. So then I play it and I'm like, and I told him, I'm like, I love Morph because it always helps me out. Last game, it helped me out. It
Yeah.
turned into, I don't know what it turned into. I forgot what it turned into.
It turned into a card that like you won.
Yeah.
You won the location and you won the match.
Yeah.
It was the one match you won.
Yeah. And then I play Morph this round and guess what it turns into? A rock. And I'm like, the one thing, like, you couldn't, like, I would have accepted Ant-Man. I would have accepted even Nightcrawler. No. It
Rock.
turns into a rock. I would be even happy if that thing turned into a freaking squirrel. No, a 0 rock. Like,
Okay. So the combo that you need
yeah.
is Kazan, Patriot, and
We don't have those cards.
I have Kazar.
You have
If you have-
Kazar?
I have Kazar. I just
Kazar.
don't use him. Yeah.
Kazar, he gives all +1. He gives all +1s get a +1.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So use that one. Then use Amazonian. If you use the Amazonian, she puts 2 random 1s in each location. So if you're already running 1s, just figure out ways to amplify them. And then if you can get Patriot, Patriot also, it gives a +3 to 1s. So if you can do that, then that'll be
Maybe I should
great.
do that. I'll start running more.
might
Don't-
have to.
I don't have a lot of ones. That's
See,
why.
the problem is that deck, it's really good. The only problem is it has one card that can just wipe the field, especially if it's used at the end of the game,
yeah.
and that's Killmonger.
Oh,
If if
I haven't run into Killmonger
I have a
yet.
Killmonger.
I run into Killmonger all the time, and so the thing is, so I ran into a 1 deck yesterday when I was playing, and I had a Killmonger, and I was just like, "Oh, play all the ones you want, bud. Play them all." And then and the guy like filled up his entire thing. He has like everything's at like 40, 50, and I'm like, "Oh, all right, cool." And as soon as it's final turn, I just go Killmonger,
So
and everything just explodes on his
Yeah.
end, and I'm like, "Yes."
So the thing that's pissing me off is I don't believe it when you say I wasn't winning. I was winning because what Rene saw was that I would lose locations by 2 points or 3 points, but it wasn't because the guy or the dude, whatever, the player, the opponent, wasn't.
You assume their gender.
I know, my bad.
That
I'm
bot,
sorry.
Listen,
Anyways,
that bot worked hard.
anyway,
That small Korean
it
child
wasn't
worked
that.
hard.
It wasn't that they did a smart move. It was a location messed me up. That was it. The location
Had
is
the
what's messing
location
me up.
mess you up?
So
So it gave like a +2, or it gave a -2, or what?
it was, oh my gosh, one of them was the school of Xavier or whatever.
Oh yeah, you get a random card.
Yeah, you know what I got? They got a hobgoblin, and then it threw
nice.
it on my side, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's it. It was like turn 4. I had like the entire because I usually like to play my cards on locations that haven't been revealed, and that one got revealed like on the second turn. So I'm like, okay, I'm solid, I'm good. I get thrown a hobgoblin, and my entire location filled up, and I'm like, this is dumb. I ended my night. That was ended. I was done.
I've done that. I've done that to people.
Nah, I just the amount of times I kept losing, it
Listen,
it wasn't good.
All I
It wasn't
know
good for my mental
right
health.
now,
Just ready for that.
I was doing fine.
That's great. You're doing fine. We're not.
Yeah.
Do you guys have Conquest yet?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Then go to Conquest.
What's Conquest?
Conquest isn't a best of 1. It's like you have a best of, I think it's like 10. So you have like 10. So it's kind of like you're gambling
Yeah.
in the middle of it, and if you go,
Is that why your rank is up a bit?
No,
that's
because it
no
doesn't boost
that,
your rank.
that it doesn't boost my rank, but that is the way I'm able to bump up my
Collector
my
score.
collector score,
makes
okay.
sense.
because that affects what missions I have. So instead of I only played this 1 game and then I got like maybe a mission, I can play 4 games against 1 person, and I can achieve that mission.
Oh, where it's like discard 10 cards in one game. That makes sense. Okay, I got to start doing that.
And then not only that, but also it helps with the alliance missions as well, because they also bump off.
I got to do that.
Not only that, but also it doesn't affect your actual ranking.
Okay.
So it just stays there, and all you're doing is getting tickets to go on to the next round, and nothing stops you from going back to proving ground and just starting all over.
Got it. I'll end up doing that. You know what? I feel like there should be a mechanic where I can physically punch someone across a phone screen for whenever someone snaps turn one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like when you snap turn one, I know you do, and it pisses me off. I think that if you snap turn one, you're an asshole.
Why?
Because, like, what are you trying to prove?
That I'm going to win.
So stupid.
When I win, it's either me or you going down. That's what it is.
It's just
We're
so
going down on the first turn, buddy. I'm not here to play 4 games. I'm here to play 1.
It makes me mad. I just don't like it. Anyways, let's go on to the main show. So we got a short little section of comic strips because we've got some pretty good topics to talk about today. We'll be doing a little bit of Cape Crusader talks, a little bit of a review of that because you've seen 2 episodes. I've seen 5. You've seen 6. So we'll talk about that. But I think the main topic for today should be the Marvel panel and a couple pieces of information that were revealed then, specifically the RDJ recasting for Doctor Doom. Because you've got your opinions on that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Did you not like it yet?
I'm teeter-tottering.
We'll talk about
It depends on my mood.
I've got mine. I'll tell you this.
But I have my points that I want to say.
I'm okay with it.
I had to be off the internet for like a couple days.
Why were you that upset?
Yes. No, he was that upset of people negatively saying it.
Yeah, people are just a little bit weird. It was the same thing that you got with Acolyte, where people were bombing Acolyte for no good reason.
So I had so many people like I would see. Sorry, really quick about Acolyte, because I finally saw like the last episode. I just watched the last episode, and I was like, okay, I got a full good like vibe from what you guys talked about in the middle of the series. Yeah. And I was just like, I just want to watch the last episode and see it, and it was good. It was good. I really liked it a lot. I think one of the main things that annoy me when people talk about Acolyte in a negative way is like, oh, so when they showed the scene of her,
Bleeding the crystal?
yeah, changing the crystal's color and stuff like that, they're like, oh, so how does that mean like Anakin couldn't like how come that didn't do it to Anakin when he killed the younglings? And I'm like, that's easy. His lightsaber didn't have an exposed kyber crystal.
Yeah, but no one talks about that.
No, but no. It's
it
funny.
Specifically shows her exposing the kyber crystal.
And it's so funny because when people bring that up in the shop, they're like, "Oh yeah, wasn't it so stupid that she could change the kyber crystal and Anakin didn't?" And I go, "Well, Anakin didn't have an exposed lightsaber with exposing the kyber crystal. That's the thing. So that's why when he ignited his lightsaber before killing the younglings, it was still blue because it was protected in it.
Yeah."
That's and they just go, oh. I'm like, why is it so hard for people to grasp common sense? Like, it's so funny because
it's when you change the idea of something that people are so used to, they just don't like it.
They know, but then at the same time, it comes back to politics for me because like it's the same type of people that are just so ignorant.
I just saw Nick's gears turn around, go like, how's this political?
Yeah,
but I get what you mean.
Yeah,
I was about to go like, you better bring this round. Like,
no, because it's the same type of people that are just so ignorant without they don't want to think the other side of the fence. They just are so content on what they believe is on their side of the fence.
Oh yeah,
my grass is always greener on my side.
Yes, that's the thing, and it pisses me the F off.
Well, if you looked over the fence, maybe you could see some. Nope,
I'm a person that looks at both sides. Like I'm in the middle of the fence. I'm looking at both sides. That's the thing.
Which one's better?
Yeah, I'm looking at which one's better because I'm trying to keep my options open.
Yeah.
But but at the same time, it's just so funny when people are just arguing about that and just like, oh, so that and then they just go on this whole spiel of like, oh, so basically Anakin wasn't the chosen one for the Sith. I'm like, well, you guys have to realize too, this is 100 years before that. So they already had a plan. I'm talking about the dark side. The dark side had a plan like, oh, this one's going to be our one. But then when that plan fell through, then it was like, okay, then Anakin's our next one, and stuff. That's the thing. That's how I took it.
Plagueis is experimenting with life.
Yes.
And that's and because when Plagueis finally does it in Anakin, he doesn't have to split good and evil because that's what happened with Mai and Osha is that he made 2 and one is the personification of light, one is a personification of darkness, and he basically split one person in half.
Yeah.
By the time he gets to Anakin, it's been a couple of 100 years.
Yeah.
So he already has mastered this.
Yes.
So he can then do it in Shmi Skywalker and make a full-fledged human.
Yeah.
Like make a human and everything else. And and then that's how you get Anakin. And then the Wills had said that this was going to happen because that's where the actual prophecy comes from. It comes from the story of the Wills, which is the actual original story of Star Wars. It's the Wills.
See, guys, that's how storytelling is made.
It's the Wills. And what ends up happening is that Qui-Gon Jinn is an acolyte of the Wills, and he knew of this story. And when he heard that it was a Force baby, basically a baby made of the Force.
Force baby.
He then went, well, the Wills spoke of this, and they said that he would bring balance to the Force, which also means balance. It means balance. It means that one side, at the time of Clone Wars, there was a bunch of Jedi and 3 Sith, like maybe 2. And that's out of balance. The forces of light and dark are out of balance. There's way more light than there is darkness. So then Anakin then wipes out all the light side users. And then now there's only the Palpatine and Darth Vader, which is 2. And then you have Obi-Wan and Yoda, which is 2. He balanced. Now it is balanced. And that's and that's how Anakin
he was meant to do.
That's what he was meant to do. That's how he was the child of prophecy.
That's how he balanced the Force.
Yeah, that's how he balanced the Force.
Storytelling.
It's like poetry. Rhymes.
Basically.
No one paid attention to any of that because it's not what they wanted to hear.
It's not,
but you know what it is? They see a black female starring in a Star Wars, you know, and they're saying like, "Oh, she's the prophetess one," you know, and they're like, then you have these people like, "What do you mean? Why her?"
No, but it's
like, why are you mad, man? Like,
but also think about it like that too. Of the whole thing of that was the original plan in the sequels. In the sequel trilogy, Finn was supposed to be a Jedi. He was supposed to be. And that was like the whole purpose of him being being awakened. Is he's Force sensitive, and they acknowledge that going into the third movie of like, maybe Finn's Force sensitive because he can feel things. He's kind of like Leia, where like, I feel tingles. You know, it's right in the scrot. I can feel.
First, go to a doctor, but
well, no, he sees Rey and he goes like, Rey. No,
tingles,
and he feels the tingles. But the problem is that you have this Jedi, and then as soon as it came out, a bunch of people said, "Why is my Jedi black?"
First of all, Mace Windu.
Yeah, Mace Windu, dude. Like what?
Samuel Jackson.
Well, it's also Samuel Jackson.
Yeah,
like,
but at the same time, but you have so many people getting wet over his lightsaber too.
Yes.
You know, they're like, "Oh, Mace Windu's lightsaber, it's purple." I don't give a shit. Like, it's like, come on. Like, I get so mad when people are just when stuff like that happens all the time. But but I mean,
100%. No, I 100%.
Ending this Star Wars tangent, it's so funny that I finally saw, you know, what everyone was talking about, and
everybody
to me
was pooping on?
Yeah, and I'm just like, why? It's
you don't understand why everybody was getting so mad.
No, you know,
I didn't either. Now you see where I was like, I don't understand why people are getting mad.
So that, and then also I watched, I finished season 3 of The Bear.
Oh, how'd you like it?
I liked it. I personally liked it. I do see where you do say that it is a little like boring, and it is. It's very slow.
It's very slow. It's very much I'm going to set up.
But it's very much of what I wanted to see, because I wanted to see Carmi getting in his own way after his success, and then it's just blowing up in his face. And
the more I sit on it, the more I kind of like it. But I was expecting more.
I really did like the finale. I did like how it ended, where spoilers really quick.
Where he meets his he meets his old mentor.
Yeah, he meets his old mentor, and then I really liked he's walking out. Then the review goes up, and then it's just like, to be continued. And I'm like, ooh, we don't know if it was good or bad, but they showed like key words.
And I think it was bad.
It may have been bad. Yeah, that's the thing.
Or what it was a good review, but there was a lot to work on.
That's
like,
the thing.
I could see potential in this place, but there's a lot to work on.
So I think what it was is that he probably got like good star review, but the review itself wasn't worded great. And I think
it was probably professionalism.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I don't know. Moving forward, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. You know, because even his uncle said if it ended up being a bad review, he's going to pull out and stuff. And even his uncle was having problems with money issues as well too. So which was another thing that I want to know more moving forward and stuff. But it was good. It was a good season. I actually liked this season a lot. It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
I have to rewatch, or not rewatch, but finish up season 1.
Yeah, it's good. Season 1 is like perfect, and then season 2 is like, mwah.
Yeah.
And then season 3 is good, but it's not great.
Season 1 gave me a lot of anxiety.
Oh, that's the whole point.
Which is it doesn't.
I was actually really surprised because Monica suffers from anxiety, and I didn't think she was going to do well with that show. She's doing quite well.
Yeah, I think if you're interested, it's good storytelling, it's good character development. I feel like if those are really strong elements, you're not gonna.
I feel like Monica said it really, because the other day I was talking to her about it, and she made a good point. She was like, "It is a perfect show for somebody in the industry." She goes,
"Yeah,
if you're in the industry
or know of it,
or know of it, they were really showing off like food porn." Like they were really showing it off of like, this is authentic. This is what it means to be in the industry. Did you actually see the main actor? He was working in a kitchen.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
He was working at the beef pop up.
The
Chicago beef.
The Chicago beef.
Yeah.
Are we talking about
Jeremy Allen White?
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot his name for some reason.
In Chicago, they had a pop up for the original beef sandwiches, and he was working in the kitchen, and everybody was like, "What are you working here for?" And he just ignored everybody. He's just working.
He's in it, man.
Yeah,
he's in it.
I know that the plumber, the guy that's always fixing.
Oh, Fax.
Yeah. Matty. He's an actual chef.
He's an actual chef. Dude, have you seen some of his recipes?
Oh, I freaking love.
Dude,
I love him.
super
I
cool.
love. I follow him on Instagram. He's so funny, dude.
So funny.
great.
His videos on YouTube are great as well.
Have you seen him when he's at the Mythical Kitchen?
No.
Oh,
watch
it's
that.
so great, dude.
Send us a video.
Because it's Josh and him just going at it.
Yeah.
And it's like two similar energies that are just butting heads.
Yeah.
And it's just chaotic good.
I love
send
it.
us the clip.
It's
Send
so
us the
good.
clip.
I'll show you those videos after.
The one thing I really like about him is there was one video that he showed where it was like, it was an amazing, amazing sandwich. And he's like, "Oh, this is not for anyone." He goes, "You make this, you only call the small few. You only call those people. You know who I'm talking about. You don't call those randoms or anything like that, because you know why? Because they're useless. You don't need those people in your life. You only call the besties."
He does the same thing when he's making chicharron.
Yeah.
And he's like, he goes, "This process I do is very dangerous process," because basically he puts it in the oven, and then after he gets like hot oil and just pours it on top of it, and it's just, you see it just bubbling, curling up. He goes, "My brother burned his face making this same chicharron." He's all like, but you know, he's just,
but then it's like, "My brother."
Yeah, he's just, the way he talks is just so good.
He's so great.
All right. Well, we got comic strips, so let's
Yes.
get to that. Comic strips, the portion of the show where we talk about topics that don't merit a 10 to 15 minute conversation. Are we ready?
Yes.
Let's visit Deadpool and Wolverine for a second. Ryan Reynolds and Chris Hemsworth tease
Oh yeah.
a potential secret or the secret behind the meaning as to why Thor was crying in Deadpool and Wolverine. So basically, Ryan Reynolds tweets out, says, "There's reason why, I just won't tell." And then Chris Hemsworth retweets that and says, like, "Oh, I can keep a secret," winky face.
Yeah.
I think, what did Ryan say? He goes, I know why Thor was crying, and I can never unsee it."
Yes. So I think you might be right in that prediction that this is going to be in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because they've already said that they didn't have Chris Hemsworth there. He wasn't aware of what was going on. I think that it was probably not even talked about. They just put it in the scene, but now that it's getting popularity, they're probably going to put it in Secret
They
Wars.
have to. They have to.
They reverse engineered a scene in there.
They have to. And also the other thing is, did you see his other tweet where he was like, if I get a Deadpool 4, and he was like, "There's only one adventure I want to do," and it's clips of Spider-Man and Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
Both, yeah.
And
And people forget
and
that.
he's like, "Oh," he goes, "Let's match the energy," and he sent it out, and like everybody went like, "Oh, would we get like a Spider-Man, Deadpool and Wolverine?"
Yeah,
No,
people,
I'm okay with just
trip
Deadpool
movie?
and Spider-Man.
Even Hugh Jackman wants to be.
He wants to be a part of
Yeah,
it.
which
Spider-Man movie.
which is great. But do people forget that Deadpool and Wolverine have a hatred but loving relationship? But like
With
Deadpool and
Spidey?
Spidey, it's like
Yeah.
a flirtatious romance.
See, if they do that, if Wolverine, Deadpool, and Spider-Man in a movie, I want a scene or part of the movie of Tom Holland and Hugh Jackman switch bodies. Like Freaky Friday it. Like let's do it.
I remember in the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon, I think they did that.
They did that, yeah. And so I want to see like Hugh Jackman try to put on his best Tom Holland, like kind of like teenage boyish thing, and then Tom Holland being like, "Yeah, Wolverine." Like,
that's actually not a bad idea.
Right?
That's not a bad idea.
I just think that their three energies would be so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it would work.
It would work. Yeah.
It's just Twitter people are pissing me off.
It can't be rated R. I think.
No,
I think
it has
that,
no.
No, that has to be rated R.
No, but I think Marvel is only giving a rated R to this movie.
No,
That's
you
why.
know what? You make it rated R, but you don't make Tom Holland cuss at all.
No, I'm telling
He's
you.
the Boy Scout.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now because it's gonna be weird because if Deadpool is gonna show up in Doomsday and he's gonna show up in Secret Wars, they're gonna be PG-13.
Yes.
And it's gonna be
for the
so
love of
funny.
God.
I want him to get bleeped and go.
Yes.
"What the-"
Yes.
He has to.
Like
He
he
has
gets
to,
bleeped
yeah.
and then he goes, "What the bleep?"
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Am I getting bleeped?"
Yeah.
Why can't I say it?
No,
Ah,
and
it's
then he
starts-
just looks at the camera. He looks at the camera and just goes, "Kevin, you bleeped me.
Yeah.
We had a deal."
Or just say, like, "Oh, that's right. This is PG-13" or something like that.
And he goes, "What? Just because the Spider Boy's here, now I gotta be PG-13?"
Right? Yeah.
I freaking love that. I would
That'd be great. That'd be great.
I think
sell.
again,
It would sell.
I think one of the best things from Deadpool and Wolverine is one of my favorite fourth wall breaks. This is still my favorite fourth wall break. Is when Deadpool is told, when he's told he's gonna join the Marvel universe, he's all like. He's all like,
It's such a great
like,
break.
"Suck it, Fox." He's all like, "I'm going to Disneyland. Get." He's all like,
And then
so
he
great.
smashes his
Yeah.
head on the- That is a
Yeah.
good
I got
one.
it. Keep going.
Okay,
Keep going.
Yeah.
but it
it's
was
a good
good. So overall, so what's the? Yeah, because we interrupted about the
No,
comic
but
strips.
no, because he was talking about the like in Secret Wars and Thor and everything else.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because I do think that. So somebody made a good point,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was interesting, and I'm like, oh my god, that's a great way to explain what happened.
Yeah.
At the end of Deadpool,
Mm-hmm.
is Loki saw friendship between two people just like him and Mobius,
Yeah.
and Loki allowed them to live.
Yeah. It's
And I was like, dude, that's
actually pretty good, yeah.
That's a great explanation.
Yeah,
because
I can see that Loki just sitting there and just watching Deadpool and Wolverine like come together and stuff.
yeah, see them finally become like true best friends, and then
then
all of a sudden
saw-
go,
Hugh Jackman's abs. He's like, ooh.
yeah, and then no, but honestly, somebody told I was reading that in a tweet, and I go, if they don't take that and then like have the thing of when Loki comes back and he sees Deadpool and Wolverine, he goes and just have a comment of just going, "You're welcome, by the way," and just going like, "What do you mean?" It's like I saved you, like.
like acknowledgement.
Yeah, like an acknowledgement or anything like that. But because I imagine in Secret Wars or in Doomsday, eventually Loki has to meet back with the rest of the Marvel universe.
Doomsday is first, right?
Yes.
Doomsday,
Doomsday,
then
and then
Secret
Secret
Wars.
Wars.
Gotcha.
Secret Wars comes out a year later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're gonna-
That's
so they're most likely going to film them back to back.
Deadpool and Wolverine, speaking about F-bombs, sets a new franchise record for most uses of the F word at
yeah.
118.
118? That's
Yeah,
a lot.
just
118.
in Deadpool and Wolverine, right?
Yeah, just in
That's
Deadpool and Wolverine.
crazy. I gotta watch
118.
that again. I already saw it twice.
Have you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it with the second time was over here. My sister and her boyfriend wanted to go see it, so I was like, okay, cool.
You know what I love is I've been watching more and more interviews with them on YouTube, and it's so great because he was talking about getting Madonna to say yes
Oh yeah,
to the song, and
because I think they showed her the scene where they were trying to save the world
yes,
because they said that they had to record a new way of her singing it, which was that slow motion kind of way that
Yeah.
they did it. So.
But the other thing is that apparently that was her idea.
Oh really?
So apparently
Oh, because they were just gonna play it normally.
they were
going to
play it normally, and then she then had that insight of going, if you're going to use it for an action movie, we can play it in slow motion, and I can do these things. And she gave them options.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Reynolds goes, yeah, who would know? Madonna would know how to tap the the pop culture in order to make a song pop. And he goes, who would have thought that?
Right.
But she actually was the one that gave them the idea and then showed them how to do it, and then did it the melody, and then went, this is how we can re-record it and everything else, and that's sick.
That's pretty. Cool.
That's really cool.
It's funny how Ryan Reynolds will do that to people, where he's doing a project and then for some reason everyone gets this like creative bug.
But it's because of his failures with Green Lantern that I think that, because there was an interview where he talked about that, where he said that the failures of Green Lantern awakened something inside of him, where he originally then proposed to make Deadpool because he wanted to have kind of like creative rights with the Green Lantern story. And when they denied him that, he said, okay, fine, then I'll make a different one and I'll make it my way, which is when we got Deadpool.
So, somebody on Green Lantern gave him the Deadpool comics because they were like, "Oh, you should be Wade Wilson."
Yeah.
Or no, it wasn't on Deadpool. It was on.
Origins?
It was on Trilogy. It was on Blade Trinity.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Because he kind of played a mouthy character, and they were like, "You're basically just playing Deadpool."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Who's Deadpool?" And they go, "Oh, here's a couple of comics." And he even said the first comic book I opened, he read his name.
Yeah, because that's what Wade Wilson said. When someone asked him, "What did you look like before?" He goes, "Oh, I guess I would say I looked like Ryan Reynolds." You know, he said, and Deadpool said that in a comic book.
Yeah.
And then he kept saying it, and then afterwards they're like, "What do you look like under that mask?" And he goes, "Like Ryan Reynolds was bitten by a radioactive sharp hand."
I do remember that.
And
one.
And
so
he said that in the movie as well.
And so he was like, "Yeah, like I was kind of born to. I feel like I was born to play this character."
Yeah, but I think it's that creativeness that he has that just attracts people, because he did, again, this movie is not the perfect film, but it's a film that's just so much fun.
I think and it was a movie that we needed in the cinematic universe.
Yeah, even Sean Levy shared a bunch of behind the scenes photos of the sets, the practical sets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, the amount of work that went in there, even the TVA practical set was insane.
The one thing I was talking about to Monica though, because I was noticing that like Madonna started popping up a lot more. Bye 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 started popping up a lot more on my TikTok.
Bye 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 hit top 20 most listened songs.
It hit the top 17, and also it wasn't them. It was NSYNC who changed the name.
Okay, so that
NSYNC changed the name.
finish your story, because that's gonna be a point.
Okay, so I know I figured it was gonna be a point, but also I totally didn't click with this until somebody mentioned it. Sean Levy knows how to somehow use these songs and put them into the zeitgeist, like figure out how to make them move. Because I was talking to Monica about it, and then Monica even mentioned it to me, where she was like, "You know, the last time I kind of saw these songs happening was when Stranger Things came out."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Yeah, you're right, huh?" And then she goes, "Yeah, when Stranger Things had that one song, and
Right Up the Hill. Yeah.
Sean Levy was the one that directed the episode."
So to go to that point,
that's right.
to go
Sean
to
Levy,
that point,
Sean Levy directed the
forgot he
episode.
directed
So I
that
was like,
episode.
I go, "Oh my God, you're right." And she goes, "He really knows how to just like effectively make a song that was popular in the past, revitalize
bring it back. Yeah.
and then not only that, but also somehow use it in a way where you can just where it just energizes the youth."
The scene as well too. Yeah.
That's kind of the point, because, and this will get me to the next point. So NSYNC's Bye 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 music video has officially been changed on YouTube. So now the title on YouTube is Bye Bye Bye, the
From
official from Deadpool and
From
Wolverine.
Deadpool and
Well, that's how you work the algorithm.
That's just smart.
Yeah.
I just love how it's so, like, that song is so much on TikTok or Instagram Reels, and in my head I'm just like, oh, so Gen Z finally discovered that we had really good music back in 2000s. Welcome to the club, guys. It's fine. We knew this.
That, and also like Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds also know how to make like a song so popular again within like the male group as well, because if you played that song to people in a movie like 20 years ago or something like that, it wouldn't have hit. That's the thing.
So do you want me to tell you the formula that I think Sean Levy uses? Because Sean Levy and James Gunn are on two separate planes, but they're both working the same kind of exercise.
Idea.
Yeah.
So James Gunn, super simple.
Yeah.
He takes a bunch of music that he vibes with, puts it into an album, and then comprises a story with it that flows with it. Music and story match.
Yeah.
Sean Levy does something very interesting that I've noticed, which is what you exactly said, but he's using music and actions that don't mix, but makes it appealing to the Gen Zers.
And they're almost a polar opposite.
Exactly, because think of Bye Bye Bye. Bye 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 was boy band music, and what were boy bands known for in the 2000s? It was the iconic songs and just the dance moves that they would do that would be like iconic to people, right? So when you take that and then you put it with a visually stimulating, violent scene for the Zoomers to just not take their eyes off of it, it's going to stick in their brains.
Yeah.
So that's where that appeal comes in. Going back to your point of the whole
Subway Surfers.
Basically, that's how they are. And if Zoomers come at me and go like, "That's not it," I'm like, okay,
No, it super is.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Because Sean Levy likes to use certain, copyrighted songs for scenes to amplify scenes even more.
Yeah.
He did that for Deadpool Wolverine. He did that for Free Guy.
Yes.
He also did it for the Atom Project.
Yes,
Like
he
every
did.
time they fight, it's that one song that plays every single time.
Yes.
And what else he did? He also obviously for Stranger Things as well.
Night
too.
at the Museum.
Night at the Museum.
Yeah.
Yes, that's.
also
I
did it for
forgot
Night
he
at the
did that.
Museum.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
done.
But even
our
looking
childhood.
back
Yeah.
at Stranger Things,
He also did Real Steel.
He also did Real
that's
Steel.
right.
Yes.
That's how we met Hugh
Hugh
Jackman.
Jackman.
Yeah.
It's funny too because if you look at his video, at his filmography, you can see where he meets
Everyone.
Yeah, and how he like brings him in the next
and how
movie.
he then goes like, "Oh, cool! I loved working with this person. Let's bring him back."
It makes sense.
and it's so funny.
But going back to the Stranger Things portion of it, right? That song that got popular, I didn't know about that song. But
Oh, really?
Andy knew about that
Yeah.
song. And Andy was just like, I haven't heard this song in forever. But she had to stop because it was getting annoying. It was getting overplayed again. She's like, I didn't realize the song would be popular.
Yeah.
It didn't click. Again, the Zoomers, okay, are the ones that are visually being stimulated because that sequence was so cool.
Yeah.
Cool sequence, great song.
It's very epic too. That's
And
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just it's the Zoomers, man.
And there's something about that slow music that just works so effectively, and especially in a fight scene.
Yeah, and they even used it at the end of the finale as well too.
So I'm glad NSYNC is making money.
Yeah, it's good.
It's-
Good
I
for
know.
them. It's
Yeah. I think they do need to make money, especially because Justin Timberlake is in hot water. So it's
Arrested.
like, yeah,
Oh, he got arrested for DUI.
yeah, but everyone's already turning on him. Like
No, it was because
touch
of the
a-
Britney
he didn't
Spears
touch a kid.
allegations.
Huh?
The Britney Spears allegations.
Which Britney Spears?
What?
movie?
Oh, because she
That
wrote
when
a
they were-
book.
Yeah, because in the book she said that when they were dating, Justin Timberlake was a bit of physically abusive and emotionally abusive towards her.
That's right.
Yeah, so that was part of it. But again, it's like he's not
I
putting
can't
his
get you
part
out of
yet.
that, buddy. Sorry. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
the DUI I was about to forgive, but
The other one, we don't know. We'll see.
I don't.
We'll see what happens.
he gave the reason why.
Anyways.
Oops, I did it again. That was the inspiration of that song. Like,
Oh God, it's dark.
Anyways, Gen Z, welcome to the club.
Right?
Hope you guys enjoy more of our
Wel-
music. There's a
wel-
lot more. Trust
Welcome
us.
to really great music.
Well,
Right?
wait until you see Backstreet Boys. Wait until then.
I was more of an NSYNC.
Oh yeah. I
it's
mean,
so,
but
it's,
still.
it's so funny that they're from the same label.
Yeah.
The NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Wait until they realize Zac Efron actually. No, was it Zach? Who was it? No, Jesse McCartney. I'm thinking of Jesse McCartney
For what?
for music.
Oh no,
Yeah.
because I was watching the documentary on boy bands,
Uh-huh.
and I thought it was so funny that the guy who made Backstreet Boys, he goes, "It's only a matter of time that somebody makes Pepsi, so why don't I do it?"
So he basically had
yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Because
Makes
he goes,
sense.
when you have Coke,
Yeah,
there's gonna be a Pepsi,
Yeah.
that's true.
and they're gonna put them against each other. So why don't I make that money?
Yeah. That.
Oh, that
On
makes
both-
sense. Oh,
on
that
both
makes
ends.
sense. That's the thing. That makes sense. But people don't do that nowadays.
No.
Because boy bands are done.
Well, no, but in general.
Oh, making your adversary.
Yeah, making your adversary.
Because
like,
it's too
I mean, I
quick.
guess that happens in rap.
Well, also he was doing that guy was doing a bunch of Ponzi schemes. So I mean,
That's true. But like, you don't see that when it comes to like Taylor Swift or
Oh, yeah.
Billie Eyelash. I call her
Billie Eyelash.
Billie Eyelash.
she does
you
have
Billie
a little
Eilish.
eyelash,
know. Yeah, you don't see that with.
You see a
Music
lot of
today.
You see a lot of counteracting music, like
Yeah.
Chappelle Roan. I didn't know who she was until Andy started playing her music, but I've heard of her music. It's very different than what most artists are currently doing.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking about James Gunn, because we mentioned him here, James Gunn announces on Wednesday that his Superman film has wrapped up
Yay!
filming.
Cool.
But funny enough, someone tweeted out to him saying like, okay, so now that you're done, that means that you're doing part-time Superman, full-time Peacemaker, right? And he said, no. This job
full-time
is still a
job.
full-time job. I
Yeah.
still got to go in and do all the post-production work and
Still gotta oversee
editing,
everything, yeah.
music composition, all that other stuff. But I'll still be working full-time as well on season 2 of Peacemaker.
Yeah, he's working on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
he can manage his time.
Yeah.
not only that, but also he had a really talented crew
his
that was
hair-
working on Peacemaker. I
His
don't.
hair's already gray, so he's good. He doesn't. Yeah.
I,
He looks
I-
good
I-
with white hair.
Yeah.
He does look really good. He
It
does.
was
he
just
pulls
it was
off.
it was just so funny that like when you see him work on Suicide Squad, it was like salt and pepper. After Suicide Squad came out, it's all white. Like
because he was just like, I gotta do what?
I gotta do what? Oh, And
then I got to do what?
Yeah,
and I have to connect it to what?
Well,
But then-
to be fair, he
yeah.
had the stresses of almost getting canceled by
Yeah,
Disney.
He did
But
have
then, but then I'm assuming that he got a call from Marvel. It's like, oh yeah, we wanted to come back. All right, okay, cool. That sounds great. And just went.
You know what?
This one's Feige.
I feel
This
like
one was Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
I
Feige,
feel like that was
Bob
I feel like
Iger.
that was a very different one
Mm-hmm.
where he was just like, yeah, just yeah, definitely come
Yeah.
back, whatever you say.
Hey,
yeah.
Kevin. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. But guess what? I gotta finish these first. I'll get to it when I can.
Right?
Oh, that doesn't work for you? That's too damn bad. I'm gonna do what I want.
Dude, people on the internet need to chill. I love how Deadpool and Wolverine found so much success, and then they went after James Gunn saying like, "Oh, your Superman film's gonna be garbage." And
Why did they have
and then,
hold
and then
on.
James Gunn went on Threads
Yeah.
to say like, you know what? Congratulations to
Yeah.
Deadpool,
To
Wolverine. I've
Ryan
worked with
and,
Marvel Studios,
yeah.
and the success that Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
and Hugh Jackman have with this movie
Why did
is
they-
fantastic. Good to see it.
Why do they need to be exclusive?
I don't know.
Why can't
Why there
they
has
do
to be
well?
sides?
Yeah. Why can't Marvel do well and then DC does well?
Why can't we just all eat as a family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want divorced
Government.
parents.
Yeah. Again, I'm gonna try to bring it around politics. This whole episode, I'm just gonna try to do that.
Can't we all just get along?
Yeah.
We just love each other.
No, I do think that's a major problem in the fandom of just going like, yeah, suck it. And it's kind of like,
Yeah, it's so
you guys
bad.
like we haven't even seen what James Gunn has to put out yet.
You know,
Like,
it's interesting
he
'cause-
has- I'm waiting for his trailer. I
yeah,
am, and you know what? Honestly, I would love it if James Gunn goes, fandom's back. Like I'm bringing fandom back,
Yeah.
and it's this is gonna be our full slate. We're gonna show you what we've been working on.
I can see him do that,
and we're
yeah.
gonna do all this, and it's just gonna be a live event because everything. And even if he goes, everything wasn't finished for Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Now that it's to a place that I enjoy and something that we can all be proud of, I want to show it to you guys and show it in fandom and go like, this is what Penguin is gonna look like. Here's the first trailer for Superman. This is what Peacemaker's this is where we're going for Peacemaker. Here's some concept arts and everything else. I'm totally into it. And even going into like, and this is how it's gonna connect to the comics.
Yeah.
Because in his world, comic books, cartoons, video games, and movies are some way, somehow all together.
Yeah.
So I would love for him to give us a proper like, hey, this is like, that's not just a statement.
Yeah.
This is how we're doing.
He's
that.
working towards that unification.
I've talked about it with people with Superman, how James Gunn's going to do it, and a lot of people are excited. There's some people that are still very not letting go of the Snyderverse, and I think people need to realize that
You know what?
that version of DC characters is done. Like
People
this whole
that are-
dark and gritty groominess, that's over.
But that
People
always,
that are pissed off are people that read comics off of Wikipedia.
but that's the whole. But I don't get it. We always do this, and I feel
No,
like,
not we. We're not in that group.
fine. I feel like the
They.
community-
They always do.
I feel
this.
I'm just including. I'm just trying to be inclusive, Brian.
No. We're not in that group.
So my thing is that I don't understand this because we did this when Zack Snyder took over.
Yeah.
We did this when Nolan took over.
Yeah.
We did this when Tim Burton took over. We did this every single time we do this, and then we all
John
love
Favreau with Star Wars. Dave
Fa-
Filoni with Star Wars.
Favreau with Iron Man.
Favreau with Iron Man.
Jim,
Yeah.
which Tim
Matt
Burton
Reeves with the Batman.
Yeah.
Tim Burton and Michael Keaton as Batman.
Robert Pattinson when he went to play Batman.
Yeah, when everybody saw Michael Keaton was cast as Batman, they were
yeah.
like, Mr. Mom is
Yeah.
Batman?
No.
And then they were like, this is a joke. And then they saw it and they were like, dude, Keaton's freaking rules, man. And it's like, okay, you guys hated on him like 3
Yeah.
months ago.
And
What are you
now
doing?
it's like, oh yeah, there's no other Batman now.
yeah, and it's like,
he
oh,
is
Keaton,
Batman.
Keaton is Batman. It's like, dude, come on. We do this every time.
Tell 'em.
And then at the very end, we're like, oh, and just like sucking it off, and then everybody changes their minds and goes like, I've always been on the bandwagon, I love it. It's like,
the
no.
internet having very strong opinions without considering that their opinions are just opinions and not facts. Like the thing that has pissed me off over this last week is people saying that the opening intro for Deadpool and Wolverine is the best opening to any sequence.
No.
I even saw
No.
someone say like Deadpool and
It's
Wolverine's
fun.
intro
I like it.
better than the Peacemaker intro, and I'm like, two separate
That's two
ones,
separate
Wildly
ones,
different.
yeah.
wildly different. One,
It's like you're comparing Star Wars and Star Trek.
yeah,
Like, don't do that.
One is sci-fi fantasy,
Yeah.
one is sci-fi fiction.
Sci-fi fiction.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I was gonna say sci-fi reality,
don't
but
know.
sci-fi fiction.
No, sci-fi
but
fiction.
yeah, but
Sci-fi fiction.
fiction.
Someone call it
Fiction.
science fiction.
Sci-fi.
I don't
I
know
don't know who, but
I don't know.
it might be that group.
I've heard the term.
Yeah.
I've heard the term.
Anyway, so the reason why I say it's different is because one has a higher production value. The other one is literally done in a high school gymnasium, last minute, and it came out great.
Not only that, but also it's the different mindsets too.
Yes.
James Gunn wanted somebody to go, what?
And have them watch.
Yeah.
And Sean Levy had a different message. No, do you guys remember the opening credit scenes to Baby Driver?
Yeah.
That was great.
It's a great scene.
It's a great opening sequence.
It's a great opening.
But people don't think about that. It's like
So is the beginning of Guardians.
exactly.
The first
Guardians 2 with the group going. He also did that too.
For Guardians 1, Guardians 2 have amazing openings. There's a lot of really
There's so
good
many.
openings.
So why do we need to go and be like, we watch this movie? Oh my god, dude, this is the best movie I've ever seen of all time. No, relax. It's a fun movie. I'm glad you had fun.
They should give out strokers in the movie theater. Oh wait, it's the popcorn.
There you go.
Popcorn packet, yeah.
I do want to get one of those shirts.
Just
though.
wait, give it a couple months. The same people that are saying this is the best film ever are gonna watch another film, and be like, "Oh my god, dude, this movie's so good. This is the best movie I've ever
The
seen."
three of us need to get the shirts. I do want to get the shirts.
Which ones?
The ones where it says, "I'm only here to F the pocket."
Oh yeah. The popcorn packet. Yeah.
You got to show me a photo of that one. Two small pieces of news. Squid Game Season 2 gets an official release date of December 26th, and Season 3 has already been ordered by Netflix. So we're probably going to wait until 2029 for Season 3.
Already telling people in Korea what to do? Doesn't sound good.
Listen, one side is more used to that than the
No,
other.
unification.
It's
Remember,
fine.
unification, all right?
Unification!
Listen, it's only a wall.
Stop.
Just
Stop. It's more than a wall. There's mines.
it's mine.
God damn it. I almost spat out my water. I had to stop.
Inside Out 2 has passed 1.5 billion worldwide. Now the 12th highest grossing film of all time.
You know what's really weird?
What?
It made 1.5. You think you could have paid your actors more?
Right.
Because that's the reason. That's the reason why we don't have Bill Hader and also Mindy.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't come back, because they were only offered. Dude, they only offered them $300,000.
What?
Yeah.
That was the reason why they didn't come back.
That's chump change.
I will tell you.
Because when they first did it, they got $100,000.
Yeah.
And mind you, when they first did it, they
didn't know if this
known.
movie was going to be
Well,
good
no,
or
but
not.
they were known, but they weren't big names.
Mindy was just coming out of The Office, and Bill Hader was still SNL.
Yes.
No.
He had just
left.
he had just left, and he had done a couple of movies.
Yeah.
But then, now when they're redoing it, they're both stars.
Yeah.
They're both big, and they went, "That's cool. Here's $300,000." And then Bill Hader was like, "No."
Not even going to sling him $1 million or something?
No, and that was the thing though, is that from Parks and Rec, what's her name?
Amy Poehler?
Amy Poehler was getting $5 million.
Oh, because she's
They
the main
upped
because-
character.
But the thing is that she had I think in the first deal she had 1.5, and then the second deal she got $5 million.
What?
And then and then they went to Bill Hader and they were like, "Here's $300,000," and he was like, "No, I'm not going to do all this work for $300,000."
Plus, Bill and Amy, I'm assuming they talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're
They're
both
both
SNL.
SNL.
Well, that's how you
That's how we found out how much she was making.
Yeah, so it's
So-
like, oh, cool. Then I must be getting at least $1 million.
I might be wrong, but I think in that same interview he said that Bill Hader's agent tried to get it so that the wage when he comes in is lower, but he would get
He would get
residuals.
He would get on the
I
ticket
noticed
sales.
studios don't like doing that.
because they don't
You know-
want to pay out more.
Hold on. You know what's funny though? Once we get to Downey, they did that.
Oh, yeah.
Downey, dude, do you know how much they're paying?
Oh, yeah, $80 million. No. He's getting $80 million
getting
just
more.
to do
He's
it.
getting more.
Oh,
80 million won in for the movie, 50 million to appear in Fantastic Four.
yeah.
Is the rumor?
No, I heard 100 million.
Oh,
I heard 100 million plus plus part of the ticket
so
sales.
there's rumors.
There's rumors.
There's rumors, but I wouldn't doubt if some of the numbers are kind of accurate.
yeah.
Anyway, so that was Inside Out 2 and Squid Games being revealed. Let's talk about the Olympics for a second. Sports out in news right now. Why?
This is right
Because
now.
in 4 years, the Olympics will be coming here in LA.
That's cool.
do you
Also,
think
we
is
didn't
closing
do
out the
well in
ceremony?
shooting. You think we'd be better?
No, my country, my parents' country. I wouldn't say my country. My country's the U.S. My parents' country apparently did well in shooting.
What country are they?
Guatemala.
Oh yeah, I think they got bronze, didn't they? They got bronze. or
Men's
gold.
got bronze, women's got gold.
You know who did well?
Who?
Turkey.
Yeah, dude, that guy was crazy.
That guy's sick.
I gotta show you the photos, dude. It's a guy wearing a t-shirt, no, like just glasses.
Dude, his hands are in his pockets.
Yeah.
It's like this. It's literally anime, dude.
I want to care.
No. Dude, it's pretty sick though. I saw a picture of him, and then somebody had put it underneath where it was like going out and somebody telling you just do okay.
Someone,
And he got silver.
Yeah.
Got
Silver?
Not only that, but also
Pretty
dude had your kind of glasses on, and everybody else has like these scopes on their eyes, like they're from
all
the
like-
future.
Yeah.
And they're blocking their vision.
teched out,
Scopes
they're like,
and
I
everything
got
like
Dude,
that.
there's one that looks
Dude,
like a freaking
this-
android.
Dude,
Yeah.
he looks like an android. This guy came out, pockets in hand, t-shirt on, bam, 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 bam. And it almost looks like he's going to like throw it to the other hand and shoot it with his other hand. And then he stops. No, and then like you see him go like ba ba ba, and you see his hand come out and he kind of puts it back in. And everybody was like, "What's he about to do?" And everybody went, "This guy's a hitman!" Like, so it doesn't make sense.
There's two memes that are funny that I
Turkey
saw.
assassin.
The first one was a comparison of they used the clip of The Incredibles, where the family's telling Dash not to run.
Yeah.
It's like Turkey telling him not to do so well and just play second to like not
Just play second.
Yeah.
We
Just
don't-
go second.
Just by a little bit. Just by a little bit. Keep it close.
No,
Keep it close. No, what are you doing? No,
Stop moving.
The other one was they got a photo of him with his cat.
Yeah.
And they put it right next to a photo of Keanu Reeves and the dog from John Wick. And then John Wick with the gun and him just pointing the gun like this. Same person.
It's super funny because he almost looks like a Critical Role character.
Yeah.
Percy from Critical Role, and they were like, so Percy's just doing side missions.
Yeah, right.
That's what he's
Doing
doing.
side quests.
He's just doing
Dude has
side
no
quests.
charisma, but he's got all stats on perception.
Dude, he came back to Turkey, and everybody was like, "Oh, ah!" Dude, he woke up, put a T-shirt on, got the silver. I was like, what?
Apparently, the reason he became so good at shooting is because his wife divorced him.
He's-
And he wanted to pick up a hobby.
So like
apparently
he
he
aimed
ju-
that energy. Like, do you imagine? He went to the gun range with a picture of his wife and put it on the thing. And that was like his motivation.
He's like polka dot man.
Yeah. So that was his motivation when he went to the Olympics. God damn. He's like, take half what I got.
You took my kids. You.
Took my house, took my car. I'm gonna take your head.
Well, apparently, she took the dog.
Oh, that was it. That was it. Yeah.
I don't know. The legends of this man are unknown. They're just rumors. They're just legends right now.
Speaking of which, I've always loved the line from True Lies. Where he goes, it's the same thing as when my wife cheated on me. I go, remember, I came back from home. The entire house was cleared out. She even took the ice trays out of the freezer.
No, she took the ice cubes out of the trays.
And
What kind of
what kind of sick woman does that?
takes ice cubes out of the ice trays? I love that.
I love how we started talking
Tim
about
Arnold.
Tim Arnold
was
was amazing.
such
so
a-
good.
I
Good
love how
addition in that
I
movie.
brought up the Olympics and talk about LA, and we're over here talking about the turkey man that won silver.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That's
it's
the same
good.
thing.
Yeah. Anyways, the reason I bring it up is because LA is getting the Olympics in 4 years. Tom Cruise is set to close out the Olympics in Paris by scaling down. What's the building called? Where is it at?
The downtown.
He will be scaling down. Where is it?
The downtown.
The Stade de France is what it's called. So the stadium in France. He's going to be scaling down with the flag, and then when it comes back over here, he's going to skydive onto the Hollywood sign with the Olympic flag.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what?
So I was talking about this with Tom. Sorry, with Bryan.
I wish.
I know.
Not his
And
head,
it's so funny because I was like, yeah, Tom Cruise would. Can you just imagine of just like how excited he is to do it? And he's like, he's in France right now, and he's just beating his meat, and he's like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But then he doesn't finish because he waits
Until
4
the
years, and he goes to Hollywood.
Talk about edging.
Right? goes to Hollywood.
With the Olympic flag on, and he's just
Yeah, I can finish. He's like,
and that's how he finishes.
yeah, that's how he finishes. Yeah.
If Danger Zone does not play for the opening of the Olympic ceremony, we failed.
You know
we
what?
failed as a country.
You know what's
Okay,
terrible?
I wouldn't be sorry. I wouldn't be mad if they didn't play it in France, but if they did play it when they're in LA,
Yeah.
yeah.
We need that.
Danger zone.
We need every available jet
Yeah.
stationed at every boat to fly over the state of
I
California.
need Vin Diesel driving cars.
Yes.
I need Vin Diesel driving cars. I need Tom Cruise
He's
jumping out of
holding
a plane.
Deliver the
yeah.
flame in a car, dude.
Yeah, man.
Great.
This is what I need.
Great.
And I need
Oh
him
my
to be
God.
in a wife beater. He needs to have a Corona in one hand.
It's the song that plays whenever they're doing the barbecue.
This is what I need because I feel like why wouldn't you?
What if they play a sequence of just like Tom Cruise, he lands and he's not there. He like either overshot it or undershot it. And he goes, I don't have anyone else. And just here, Vin Diesel goes, how about family? And it's just like in his car and just takes it, it just drives off.
Dude, I lose my
Well,
mind, dude.
Because I think wasn't it Daniel Craig?
Yeah.
Daniel Craig scaled out of a plane
Yeah.
for the London Olympics.
Yeah.
And he.
Oh, we can top it. If Britain did it, we can do it so much better.
Oh, dude, yeah. I'm not saying
We're
we
goddamn
can't.
America, dude.
Which also, we need to get a lot more of these teenagers that go to these high schools. They're the ones that are going to win in shooting.
Oh my God!
That's what we need.
Oh my God, dude.
true, yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say it.
They never miss.
I'm not gonna stop.
They never miss.
So we just start scouting like Tennessee, Kentucky.
We got to get a lot of these awkward kids.
Yeah.
We don't.
Take out some of this.
Oh, then
aggression.
go to Colorado.
Gotta go to the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
All right. So the last note is
Utah.
the last note. The composer for the Fantastic Four score, Michael Giacchino, says in an interview with the YouTube channel Nerd Reactor that there will be a challenge in differentiating the Fantastic Four score from his work on The Incredibles. Quote, the idea of an optimistic universe, I like the idea, and I want to put forward with that. I want to move forward with that. So I like that. I like that because I feel like
He did both for Fantastic Four, and he also did Incredibles.
He did The Incredibles. And I like the music for The Incredibles. It's very optimistic. It's very happy. And it's the first Marvel family, which is good.
Well, it makes sense because it would fit the time frame that the Incredibles were in.
Like that 60s,
The 60s
motif.
kind of era, yeah. That like world that's like stuck in the 60s.
So that brings us...
I really like what I've seen from Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, same.
I actually didn't know this until somebody started talking about it. I didn't know those. Did you know that those are all screen tests?
Yeah.
What?
So remember how I sent you the clip? It's the previs. I mean, it's the video of like all of them, and it's like a trailer.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
That's where I saw it. I was like,
so-
where did I see that? I don't.
So it's all screen tests.
Oh.
That's them doing costume
Oh,
designs.
really? Okay.
Yeah, and not only that, but also that's them improving. That isn't a script.
Oh.
That's them just joking around, and that's the vibe they were already putting off.
Well, that's pretty good because that shows they have good chemistry.
They all have
Yeah,
great chemistry.
and then
They're
especially the actress that's plays Sue and then Pedro Pascal.
Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah.
yeah,
They have good chemistry as well.
you know
too.
what? And I think it's really interesting too, because so I don't know if anybody knows this. Pedro Pascal suffers from massive anxiety.
Oh,
Yes.
don't talk
Oh, yeah.
about this. It pisses me off.
What?
What?
So you're talking about the clip where Vanessa Kirby grabs his hand, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well-
I'll finish your point because I got
no,
upset
no.
about people.
No,
Sorry about that.
I thought it was great because
Yeah.
it does show great chemistry between the two of them.
They already have each other's back.
They already, I feel like all four of them already do, and it really does show because Pedro Pascal, he's up on stage at Comic-Con. There's a lot of people, a lot of cameras, people are screaming, everything like that. And I imagine it from my own personal experience of just being on a stage, that brings up
shut
anxiety.
down.
It's very
You shut
nerve wracking.
It's very nerve wracking.
Yeah.
You're just seeing lights in front of you. I can imagine his anxiety went nuts.
Yeah.
And you can see him, and he like gently taps her on the shoulder to kind of let her know, hey, this is a little much for me. And then she immediately reaches back and grabs his hand to kind of soothe him.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's super sick. Like it's not a weird thing. It's
No.
not a
Oh no, but people online made it weird.
Oh, because people online.
Immediately
That's
were
why.
like Vanessa Kirby is just thirsty for Pedro Pascal.
No,
These
that's
two are
not
hooking
what
up, and
it
it's like,
is.
guys, just realize that these people are trying to put on a show, two are in front of a bunch of other other people that are just fangirling
Yeah.
over these
Not-
this cast member.
Yeah.
Just let them be. And Pedro suffers from anxiety. We know this.
Yeah, and not only that, but also could you imagine walking out and you're gonna be the thing that so many people have been wanting, and they have all these just expectations for you
Yeah.
of like, you better not screw this up, because that's what Pedro Pascal has said. People have said to him.
Let's go back to the
Yeah.
time when Pedro Pascal was first announced as Reed Richards. Do you remember the amount of hate
Yeah.
that was being thrown out there? Why would we get a Latino Reed Richards when Reed Richards is primarily white? Richards' last name?
Yeah.
Okay, so now all of a sudden flip this back, and now people are in love with it because it's Pedro?
Yeah.
Makes no
Pedro,
sense.
Pedro. Go.
You know what? But
Pedro,
in all fair, and I love his costume tests. I love all of their costume tests. I love seeing them in the suits. They have like a nice weird chemistry that it just works.
Yeah.
Like everything so far just looks like it works.
Yeah.
Especially the dude from The Bear. You can tell that
Oh,
him
yeah.
and Pedro's chemistry is really nice as like we're friends.
I'm interested in his character because the Thing is not violent. And he plays a very angry character in The Bear.
You know what? I don't see him, but I don't think that he's not violent in The Bear. It's kind of the same character. If
He
you really
has
think about
anger
it.
issues in The Bear.
In The Bear, he has anger issues and he doesn't know how to express himself.
The Thing is a pacifist, from
Except-
what I remember. No,
Huh?
The Thing is a pacifist.
The Thing is a pacifist. He doesn't like to fight, but he also doesn't like bullies.
Yes.
And that's the big thing, because he would always defend his little brother in his neighborhood, because it was like kind of like a rougher neighborhood and everything else. But the idea that they have this nice little kind of like connection is great. I love it. Where it's, especially when he's like, "Oh, look at the most what was it, like the sexiest man in space," and then he goes like, "Well, one of them," and like they have like a really good banter that's going on, especially for it not being. For them just kind of putting the camera on them and going like, say a couple lines. Like, let's just test this out. Let's see what this looks like. And then them bantering and doing like yes ands and kind of feeling out their chemistry. That's great.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. And they did so well that Giacchino literally looked at it and went, I can make this a trailer. I can just clip this and give people what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And Galactus looks great.
Oh, people hated Galactus.
Why?
No, really?
Because he looks cosmic, which is stupid because he is cosmic.
He's a cosmic entity.
I
He's
think
a
people
cosmic
don't.
being.
I think people don't like the fact that he has celestial face, like galactic, there's stars in his face. I'll show you a photo of Galactus. He looks
Okay.
pretty
No,
sick.
he looks great. I saw a picture
Yeah,
of him.
no,
I
he
know
hasn't seen it.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
you didn't
but
see the
he
video
looks-
I put in?
I guess not.
Think
yeah.
of the.
I thought I did.
Think of the.
I saw what I saw was what was presented in Hall H, and what it was like the trailer that they put it.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
at the
But
very end of it.
yeah, but
Galactus
I
was-
didn't see like Galactus or anything.
He's
I
at the
didn't
very
see-
end of it.
Oh, was that Galactus?
When,
Yeah.
I
when-
thought it was the Thing.
No. At the very end, like you see like the windows, and then eyes appear. In
I thought
front
that
of
was the Thing because it looked rocky.
That was
no, that's
Galactus.
Galactus.
That was Galactus.
Because
I have to
it's
see
a
that
full
again.
it's a full room.
The videos that have been put out there
The
aren't.
quality is bad. That's
Yeah.
why I couldn't.
Well,
I couldn't.
it's on a phone.
It's
somebody recorded.
It looks like the night sky with stars. That's what his face looks like.
Oh, well, they presented that at Comic-Con with the drones, didn't they?
Yeah,
The drones were the comic book design
Yeah.
of the purple faceplate that covers
but he
his
has
face.
the purple faceplate.
He
on.
does, but it just looks more cosmic with the faceplate. You see the reflection
We'll
of the
show it
stars.
to you.
Yeah.
We'll show it to you.
So we'll talk about. Let's talk about that. We're already getting into Fantastic
Yeah,
Four news. Let's go ahead and talk about that.
I love
but
the Fantastic car. I love the fact that it's going to be a practical car.
oh my!
Oh, I saw
God.
that. I did see that. That was cool.
That-
That
so
was really cool. I liked
what did they
that.
kick off with? They showed off some stuff with Brave New World. I'm loving that the cast is excited for it. I love what's his face's name? Plays Falcon. What's his name?
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. Love how much he's just pulling Tom Holland into
Yeah,
this.
because he has his own movie now.
Yeah,
That's the
he's
thing,
just
yeah.
like, oh, Zendaya, you better find another date.
Yeah,
because Tom
that's-
Holland's
that's
mine.
my date. I'm gonna take him, and he's gonna sit right next to me, and I want an honest critique. When that movie's out, it's like he goes, "I want him. I want an honest review." Like when that's
they have such a fun
Yeah.
banter back and forth.
Yeah.
because I love the joke of Anthony Mackie going, I haven't seen Homecoming.
There's an interview going
He's just
around.
like, oh well, I haven't seen the Falcon movie. Oh wait, there isn't one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
There's a reel going around where it's some person interviewing the cast as they're walking through like the red carpet
Yeah.
at Comic Con, and Anthony Mackie does this funny little bit. Giancarlo Esposito goes super analytical about the film. Then you get Harrison Ford come in going like, get your tickets because you don't want to miss this movie, and then walks out. And I'm like, that's fine with me. But you said that you saw.
I can't say who, but it was a friend of the show, and they were able to go to Comic-Con, and one of their friends shared a video of them recording what was the trailer for both Thunderbolts and Captain America New World. So I saw both, which was really cool. Thunderbolts looks like it's Marvel's answer to Suicide Squad, which in a good way looks really good. And,
James Gunn's or the other one?
James Gunn's, because the chemistry between like all of them with what is it? Florence Pugh's character, and you have U.S. Agent coming back, and then you have. I saw the new costume design for Ghost from Ant-Man and Wasp. She looks really cool. She got like an upgrade and
I
stuff
forgot
like
Ghost
that.
was an Ant-Man.
Ghost is
Yeah.
gonna be in.
And they showed also, I guess, another character, but they're not saying who it was or who it was. It's like a 6th or 7th member, but no one said their name. So it's just like, oh, who are you? I'm so-and-so. And it's like, well, that's no one connected to the Marvel Universe. It could be a surprise later on in the movie. Did see the Brave New World trailer that they showed only at Comic-Con, which was really cool. They showed more footage of Red Hulk. And it was really cool to see Harrison Ford basically kind of just like he's behind a podium and he's changing. And you see his face. And I said to my friend, I was like, Harrison Ford, Red Hulk looks freaking scary. Like he looks like legitly scary. Good. And I'm like, cool.
You also mentioned that they're going with adamantium.
They introduced adamantium because apparently they are harvesting or mining the carcass of the Celestial. Yeah, so I was like, oh, cool, that's dope. I was like,
that makes sense.
Yeah, they're finally utilizing that, and then also bringing in the element for that's gonna bring in the X-Men.
Yeah.
So cool.
Brave New World had the cast go out there, which is great.
Yeah.
It brings a lot of excitement for that. Fantastic Four, we got a first name. It's called Fantastic Four First Steps.
First Steps, yeah.
Great name.
Which is, it's funny. I love how Marvel moving forward doesn't want to number their movies anymore.
Because
I don't know why. I don't know why that's a problem, but
it's not 1, 2.
Yeah, they after Iron Man, they're just like, oh, okay, we'll just let that go. But it's going to be Captain America: First Avenger, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Captain America: Civil War.
It brings mystery to it.
But,
I'm more excited getting those like names and going like, okay, what could it be?
I am interested the idea because
I miss the numbers. That's
Fantastic Four.
Deadpool
1.
3.
It
It's
made
like,
sense.
Yeah,
No,
but they don't want to do it. That's the thing.
You could do it still.
I like the idea.
They don't want to do it.
I think it's interesting though because they're introducing what looks like the Serpent Society.
In Brave New World.
Brave New World.
They are. They said that they are.
That's the big thing, which is interesting because before Captain America 3 came out,
it was originally
that
supposed
was
to be
the
Serpent
original.
Society.
The original title was Captain America and the Serpent Society.
Mm-hmm.
So they're bringing back old concepts to kind of go like, oh yeah, before we had Civil War, before we had Downey and everybody else involved, that was going to be the original idea.
Yeah.
So I do like the idea that they are bringing in the Serpent Society. Giancarlo Esposito even said he's a Copperhead, or he's
one of the main Serpent Kings.
He's one of the main
I forget
Serpent
the name.
Kings or something like that.
Well, it looks like, from what I saw from the trailer, it looks like it's a combination of both Civil War and Winter Soldier, which is fine.
Awesome.
That's the thing. It's cool because you have Sam Wilson dealing with like, okay, there's some other society that's basically taking a hold of the government, and he sees it. But then you have Harrison Ford that is like, I want to build the Avengers. I want them to work for me.
But I can also see that too of the military strength no longer comes in weaponry. It is no longer we have nukes. It's no longer we have this. It's powered individuals is the new superpower of this world. So it's kind of interesting to hear. I need a new Avengers team that serves the government. You are.
And I think that's when they bring in, or they form the Thunderbolts within that movie, and then that's when we get Thunderbolts.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Moving on to Fantastic Four First Steps.
I actually really did like the Thunderbolts when they had Red Guardian come out.
Oh, that was cool.
Oh, that's
he has a cool
right,
costume design.
I like it. I like his new costume design. I like everything else, but I do love the idea of him coming out, and he's just like, you guys didn't dress up?
You guys, we said we were going to wear the costumes.
We all said we were going to wear our costumes.
Yeah.
Guys. where's your costumes?
Yeah.
And they were just like, we never said that. He goes, you guys are a bunch of liars.
It's so interesting to see the dynamics of the tones that the movies are going to be getting. You're going to get a serious tone with Brave New World. Fantastic Four seems to be a movie that's like very family oriented.
Yeah.
It's the first Marvel family that's going to be presented on there.
Yeah.
And I feel like even though it's going to have a serious kind of undertone towards the end, you're still going to get that quirkiness, kind of like, you're not going to get the Ultimates universe Fantastic Four. You're going to be getting the 616, which is great. I'm excited for that. The car looks great.
Well, they said that this doesn't start in the 616 universe.
No.
This is a separate universe that's basically stuck in the 60s.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a futuristic 60s.
Yeah.
So
It's like Tomorrowland.
essentially.
Yeah.
So is it the Earth 100515 or whatever, the X-Men universe, or do you think it's somewhere else?
I think it's a separate thing.
So it's interesting because
I don't think we think anything
I was watching somebody mention it, and it was like, oh,
Doesn't matter.
what? Well, no, because they were. What did somebody say? It was.
Someone said it doesn't matter. That was me.
Renee.
Well, the idea of how they can explain it easily is this is the universe that Victor Timely never gets
Created?
Well, not he never gets created, but he never gets the manual. Because remember, inside of Loki, he gets the the time variant of his manual, and then that's how he starts creating more technology. And then at the very end, he never gets that inspiration. He never gets that. But what about if somebody else did? So instead of Stark,
Yeah, it would be very
or Tony Stark or Howard Stark was born earlier instead of he was born later. So that way you have flying cars, you have these other things. You have visionaries like Walt, kind of like how Walt Disney was.
Yeah.
But a lot earlier and not later. And they were able to push society. They were able to push technology a lot further.
Okay. It'll be interesting.
It would be, yeah.
So with the Fantastic Four talk and everything, we got a big reveal towards the end. We get the Legion of Doom walks out. Yeah, remember? All guys in green cloaks. And then all of a sudden this big old creature comes out, head Doom, takes off his mask. I love the video that someone posted out there. I think IGN put it up again, where as soon as the mask, or right before the mask gets removed, someone says, Jared Leto. Like, they're gonna
I heard that, and you know what? I was kind of laughing at that. I was like, you know what?
I heard somebody say Jared Leto, and I was like,
If
God, I
that was
hope not.
true, you know what? I wouldn't be mad at it.
I would be
like,
upset. Yeah,
because
I'd
of
be
that
like,
timing.
"No."
Because that timing, that would have been so good.
If it was Jared Leto.
If it would end up
He's
being
already
Jared Leto.
ruining Tron 3 for me. I don't want him anywhere near this. RDJ is back.
Yes.
Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom.
Same,
All right.
What did he say? Same mask,
Different task.
different task.
All right. Just
Or no, I'm sorry. Different mask, same task. That's what it was.
thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'm like literally legitly like this.
Gun to your head. You had to choose.
Then shoot me.
All right, Nick. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay.
Why? You want the positive first, or do you want
Go
the?
for it.
So, I told this to Rene.
Yeah.
This is the only point that I'm going to say.
Okay.
If you're disappointed by this, be disappointed.
It's
I
fine.
want you to be disappointed.
No, yeah.
Because if this comes out to be good, then you will be that much more excited and that much more accepting when it is good. Right? The expectation's not there. So when it's given to you and you're not expecting it, you're going to come out of the theater happy. As someone that's positive about it, I still have my what is it called? I'm not like fully into it, but I'm accepting of it.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't come out good, at least they give it a shot. Sucks. They could have gone a different direction, but I'm not going to be super negative Nancy about this.
Yeah.
You know, if it's great, then I'm happy that it worked out because this is awesome. This is great.
Yeah.
I also don't really see the problem with RDJ being Dr. Doom, especially coming off of a Golden Globe and Oscar-winning nomination.
That makes sense, and we got to bring
winning.
him back. Yeah.
Yeah, bring him back. And if people are, and this is the biggest issue I had with the internet, if people are only using Tropic Thunder and his role as Tony Stark to look at him as Dr. Doom, you failed as a film viewer. Because are we his work on Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer, Charlie Chaplin. You
Yeah.
also have. There's a lot of things that.
But the
RDJ's
big one
done.
right now where he won the award
is Oppenheimer.
was, as Louis Strauss. So give him a shot to play a different role.
Okay.
That's it.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
No.
And you know what? I'm not mad that RDJ was chosen. That's fine. RDJ is chosen. It's not like the weird thing is that it feels like Marvel is in a rut, and the first thing they did is they go, okay, we need to get what sells back. Like when were we good? Yeah. When were people invested? That was when Robert Downey Jr. was involved.
And to me, that feels like a Kevin Feige decision.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. was involved. Let's get him back involved. Yeah. How does that work? Mm-hmm. And then, because apparently he's the one that pushed for the Russos. He said, "I will not come back unless the Russos direct. They have to direct the next two Avengers. Otherwise, I will not come back." And they were like, "Okay, cool. The Russos get it." My big thing, though, is that I feel like there are other actors that could be pushing this, because you know who else was an amazing actor that also came out of Oppenheimer?
Cillian Murphy.
Mm-hmm. Cillian Murphy. And I feel like Cillian Murphy would have killed Doctor Doom. I think Cillian Murphy would have made a very interesting Doctor Doom.
It would have been an interesting Doctor Doom.
So
I don't think he would play a good God Doom.
Here's my thing, though. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with RDJ playing God Doom. I do not want him as
regular Doom. Victor Von Doom.
I don't want like the Fantastic Four movie with Pedro Pascal. I want another Doom. Because they're already saying it's going to be the multiverse. Who is going to play this multiversal Doom? Yeah. RDJ. And you know what? If that's the case, and we're going to get another Victor Von Doom later, or in the mix, or at the very end of Secret Wars, or at the end of, what's it called? Fantastic Four, they mention, we have another scientist from Latveria, and he's very interested in somebody totally different. If you have that, and we are getting a different Doom for there, and RDJ is playing this Doom, I can live with it. Mm-hmm. I just feel that there's a lot of great talent that's out there. I do feel that getting RDJ is just another headline. It was an easy way to.
It's
make
just
the
to bring
hype
back. Yeah,
Marvel basically snapped and said, "We're putting all cards on the table. I want my 8Q victory, and the only way we can do this is with putting Robert Downey Jr."
Yeah. Which is actually
the only way we can do this is spending over $100 million.
You know what's really funny?
Immediately,
yeah.
Oppenheimer mummy.
But you know what? A Sipper solution would have been an easy just recast of Kang.
I thought it was super
cheaper too.
I think I said it to you.
Yeah.
Where it was the scene from Bad Boys 2 when Reggie first gets there, and it's what was it? Jonathan Majors knocking on Marvel's door. Yeah. And it says Kevin Feige. And he goes, "Who the F are you?" Yeah. And it's when Marcus comes out to greet Reggie.
Yeah.
And the problem with and you know what? I know RDJ's gonna kill it because RDJ kind of kills everything he's in.
Yeah.
He knows he's a good actor.
Knock on wood.
But I mean, we're paying him enough money. Mm-hmm. He's gonna do a great job.
He has to do a good job.
He has to do a good job. There's no way. And also, Robert Downey Jr. knows his acting ability as well. If he thinks from what their pitch was, I can't do that, I highly doubt he would have been, "Oh yeah, I'm down."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think he would agree. Basically, being like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna bring you back from the dead," and then you're just gonna turn evil. You're gonna be Dr. Doom.
There's a story behind it.
And that's what they said too. Yeah. There was very key things that the Russos said. Mm-hmm. He's the only one that could play this, and he's gonna be the linchpin in the Marvel multiverse. Mm-hmm. He's going to be the main focus in Secret Wars and in Doomsday. Mm-hmm. So it's very interesting to kind of go, oh, okay, cool. So they're really leaning into this multiversal thing. Mm-hmm. Let's lean more into it.
I think they want to wrap it up by the time Secret Wars comes out.
Well, I mean,
the whole multiverse saga, right?
Yeah, and I think once you have Secret Wars, especially with everything that's coming around, okay, cool. We can. Now that we know that there's a lot of actors who have played characters. And they're down to come back so far. Like they've been very interested to come back. We already had Michelle. We already had Gardner come back. We already had Wesley Snipes. We already had Chris Evans, and they were all down to play their old characters. Let's play with that a little bit more because I thought it was funny because somebody was like, because I remember reading that why was it called Deadpool versus Wolverine? It was mistitled. It should have been called Deadpool and the Multiverse of Madness.
because of the amount of that makes
that was a better multiversal movie
Yeah.
than what we got in Doctor Strange.
yeah.
And Flash.
And in Flash.
Yeah.
It pays off a lot more things.
Yeah. Look, as a consumer, have your skepticism. I think you should always have it because it encourages the production studios to know that we're watching them and that they have to kill it if they want us to talk about this movie in a positive way. From a production perspective, this was the smartest move they could have made. Yes, recasting Kang would have been easier. Yes, giving the opportunity to another doctor or another actor to play Doctor Doom would have been great.
I feel like Kang is soured, though. I feel like Kang has a sour taste in it.
But think of it this way, because you're right. How much longer do we have to have this conversation? Or how long is this conversation going to be in rotation?
Until Marvel recasts. Like something.
Until the movie until Marvel recasts?
Yeah.
Or the movie comes out.
That's the thing. And I'm not saying for Doctor Doom, I'm saying for Kang, because I'm still behind the whole Kang thing because that's what they were planning. And it just sucks that whenever something happens that doesn't agree with the public, Marvel just wants to just erase it.
He is a lot more multiversal too. He is more of a multiversal
that's the thing.
character.
And it's just for me, in a writing aspect of it, because I'm thinking of it as more a writing aspect. You have to explain what Kang, how we're going to write off Kang, because they're not going to visit that anytime soon. You also have to write in why Tony Stark is Doctor Doom or why he looks like Doctor Doom. And then another thing is, well, too, you guys mentioned it earlier. You like the idea of this is going to be a different Doom, God Doom. Like he plays a better God Doom than Doom in the 616 universe. I don't like this idea that he is only going to be the Secret Wars Doom. I want the definitive Doom to become God Doom because that's a cool journey that we follow Doctor Doom.
That is very true.
Yeah, and it makes it so cool. That's why Secret Wars was so good because we didn't expect Doom to reach that level. But now we're in this movie, you casting a big time actor, we're already expecting God Doom. We're not expecting like, okay, he's just gonna play Doctor Doom and then it's gonna build up into him becoming stronger like Thanos was. Thanos over time, that's why Thanos was a big threat, is that over time we saw him get stronger and stronger and stronger.
That's fine.
And I think you're right though, because I feel like Marvel misunderstood why the Infinity Saga worked so well and why it was so interesting. It was because as the movies were getting pushed out and everybody was enjoying for one, they were good movies.
Yes,
they had good heart. They didn't feel like cash cows. They felt like an actual movie. But there were little tiny hints all over the place.
Yeah, it was leading to
of chess pieces of kind of going, okay, so this is here, that's there, this is over here. Okay, so how's Thanos gonna pull this?
They were
off?
pulling moves before the moves were being played.
So they were doing the same thing for Kang.
Yes.
They were building Kang. They were utilizing Kang. Like, okay, we're gonna have Jonathan Majors pop in as a different variant of himself in different movies and stuff like that, or different TV shows, which was great. That's cool. That expands your actor to do all sort of ranges and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's
especially
why I was super.
with an actor like
Jonathan Majors. That's why I'm still behind Jonathan Majors still wanting to become Kang. He has such a good range, but. That's the thing. So now what we've had part of like a 25% of this buildup for Kang, but now we have to push that aside and use the rest of the 75% to build up Doom at this point, which I'm already assuming Brave New World doesn't have anything hinting at Doom.
So
and then Thunderbolts might have something to hint at Doom, but I'm highly thinking
I'm gonna propose something. Okay.
Yeah.
So if Doctor Doom's mention is in Fantastic Four and only Fantastic Four, then this entire sequence will more than likely fail. And you're right. You're playing moves.
Yeah, because really quick, because the biggest reason why people were so mad at this phase is that they weren't hinting at what was going to happen in any of the movies. They were just putting them out. They were just like, okay, we need to put film out. And people are like, I want a plan. What's the plan?
Show me where you're going.
Yeah. And we're not going to get that in the next Marvel movies.
Get me hyped, because that was like the coolest thing at the very end of a lot of these movies. It was, we're hiding an Infinity Stone. You see Thanos appearing, and he's like, okay, I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of like really cool moments where you were like, oh man, Thanos starting to ramp up. He's gaining his army. He's getting ready.
Yeah.
Oh man, we know where the Infinity Stones are. How is this gonna work out? And then eventually, boom, Thanos appears, and you can already hear, oh, he took out Xandar. Oh, he destroyed Nowhere. He, and you're like, oh my god, like Thanos he just obliterated the universe we know.
So I'm gonna propose something. Okay. So there are pieces already laid out, but I think that the public isn't aware of these pieces just yet.
No, not at all.
But it's not the public's fault. It's Marvel's fault for not making them the forefront of getting us excited for this.
Yeah.
I think that the pieces are starting with Loki season 2's ending, where the stories are essentially known already. And we got this with Deadpool and Wolverine, where there is acknowledgement that there's different timelines that exist with different universes. So we know that the multiverses are connected, and the sacred timeline is the one that the 616, the one where Brave New World is going to take place in, right? Brave New World is going to solidify the next, not threat, but the next steps moving forward with the introduction of adamantium. We also get Miss Marvel, basically understanding that she has a mutant gene in there, right? So we have those teases that we're building up towards the mutant storyline. As far as Fantastic Four goes, because what's the release? Is it Thunderbolts then Fantastic, or Fantastic then Thunderbolts?
No, it's Thunderbolts then Fantastic.
So you have to start teasing in Thunderbolts,
because Thunderbolts already started filming.
So Thunderbolts needs to start teasing the multiverse.
Yes.
Because if Fantastic Four, if you're right, is in a different timeline where they are the ones who discovered pretty much, they basically do the Fallout thing, where time stops at a certain point. There's no cultural development because technological advancement is progressing at a faster rate. Reed Richards becomes the smartest man alive, and the Starks are no longer relevant. That creates Victor Von Doom. If that is your starting point of Victor Von Doom, and it's RDJ, they are going to have to put in 3 times the amount of work to get you excited for this.
That's true.
Because the buildup is now that much shorter.
Yes.
Because there's not so many movies in between Fantastic Four and Doomsday. Right? Now, if Doomsday is not this Secret Wars, or Infinity War or Endgame level movie, this is basically like Age of Ultron tier. It's on that level. I can completely understand that. But what scares most people, or at least what scares me, is that $80 million price tag on Robert Downey Jr. You are already spending a quarter of what the budget would be on one actor
For one Avenger.
Oh yeah, you're just bringing him just to have him talk to you.
You went from Age of Ultron to Endgame in one actor. So now the expectations are that much higher. How do you tease the creation of a villain with an actor that's going to cost you tens of millions of dollars every single time?
Not only that, but also when do we start feeling the fall? Like because you took the same person from from the Avengers, from everything else. We've been spending almost 20 years with this character, and now you're gonna bring him in as a villain. You do need some setup to experience and to allow the characters to experience the idea of he's wearing my best friend's face. But he is not my best friend. I have to, and I think that would have been so interesting if there was, because maybe it's in Armor Wars. Who knows? Maybe,
there is Armor Wars too.
Because we do have Ironheart, we have Armor Wars coming out, and who knows? Maybe there's somebody stealing Stark tech, and the way they're getting in is because they're using his DNA recognition, and then you end up finding out it's Doom. And Rhodey has to kind of deal with that, because that would kind of make sense.
Also, this idea of Victor Von Doom looking like Tony Stark could just be him fixing his face, because the reason he wears the mask is because his face is disfigured. So why not take the face of the smartest man in that planet or in that timeline?
Because there's also, I think it's like, isn't it like Superior?
So ever since the announcement of RDJ as Doom, anything Doom related comic books have shot up in price. Infamous Iron Man is the Iron Man storyline where Victor Von Doom takes on the mantle of Iron Man after Tony Stark dies in Civil War II. That shot up to like $160.
This the trade or what?
The first issue.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
The,
that was normally like a $40 book. That shot up to $160.
And so that's the interesting thing too, is because what was the goal of Iron Man? Is put a suit of armor around the world. Because he said different mask, same task, and he has the Legion of Doom behind him. He's doing the same thing. He's putting a suit of armor around the world,
and that makes sense. We have to wrap up this soon because I don't want you to edit another 2-hour show.
It was fine. But
to go back to your point, that's fine. I don't disagree with you, and I'm glad there's skepticism.
Yeah.
But for me, get me to that point where I know you have to work 3 times as hard because as a viewer, if it's pulled off well, that pleasure is going to be so much more enjoyable.
Yeah, if you could tell me how the layout of the story is and if I enjoy it or like it or agree with it, I'll shut my mouth. I'll be like, okay, cool. RDJ,
and you will happily do so.
And I would happily do so.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what the writing is and stuff. So right now, I'm kind of skeptical. So I'm not buying what Marvel is throwing at me right now.
But you're listening.
But I am. That's the thing.
And that's the problem that I have with the internet. And this is the argument I'm going to throw out to people.
Go for it.
If you are saying this is the worst decision possible, you're still going to buy a ticket.
No,
you're still going to go.
The worst decision was doing Internals.
I
didn't hear anything.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. The idea was, oh yeah, we're gonna do Internals and expect Avengers money.
And then
that was
this is not a movie. This is a film. Oh God,
the most pompous thing I've ever heard.
I hate that, and then I hate. Sorry, this still gets me mad. Is when the speedster in that movie, people are saying, "Oh yeah, that's like the best speedster in comic books," and I'm like, does not everyone not know how fast Flash can be? Like,
literally
he's pure
cause the
energy.
destruction
He can access pure energy.
The Flash saved DC.
Yeah,
financially.
Because in all fairness, if you were going to say, I have to admit, Scott Snyder's version of the Flash for Justice League, or
the Snyder Cut,
the Snyder Cut version, that is probably the coolest.
Yeah, that was the coolest speedster scene. Yeah,
that's that, and then probably Evan Peters.
Yes,
speedster scenes. I would put those two up. If
but
there
again,
was
these are the same people that are saying that Deadpool Wolverine's intro credits were perfect.
I mean, I would say
enjoyable.
I say they're enjoyable.
When I have Marvel's dick in my mouth, I don't fully suck it. Like,
listen,
it's in there. I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's see where this goes.
Listen,
that's how I feel about Robert Downey Jr. All right, let's see. All right, cool. I want to tickle the balls again.
my mama told me not to talk with my mouth full. So
my mama's dead. So.
But for RDJ to come back, I imagine that they have a plan. There is a story.
Yeah.
It was interesting to him, and he even said too, I enjoy playing complicated characters. Like, that's the only reason I came back, is because he's a complicated. That and the $100 million. But
I mean,
if
you see all those zeros,
when you see a check, and then you didn't see the one, all you saw was 0.
11 zeros.
You just went like 0, 0. That's a lot of zeros.
zeros.
Oh, the one's over here.
Oh, and there's a 1. Like, I guess that's where we cap it.
and then RDJ to go. Is this all I get?
Oh my God.
Because I've been hearing rumors where they were going, oh no, he
still has that thing where if they use his likeness, he gets paid.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. He's still
that's
on the toys.
That
on
guy's
toys.
Toys. Yeah, he did the
timelines.
George Lucas thing.
Well, not only that, but also apparently he's getting, from what I've heard, he asked for box office.
Oh,
that's what I heard.
He did the ScarJo question.
I heard his new deal had that, plus he asked for box office. Dang. He asked for a percentage, which I was like,
I guess he really is a villain. He's so greedy.
Nah, man. Hey, you want me back? How much?
You can't blame
How
him.
much you want me back? How much you want me back?
Does Dr. Doom get to be at Disneyland?
That
because he's not really a villain. He's just a misguided character. Like all villains are.
It's just the Iron Man actor.
I told Andy.
It's the Iron Man freaking guy that plays Iron Man at Disneyland.
Off and it's just like,
everyone's like,
why are you wearing it?
Well, I do play Iron Man. Ah, Okay, cool. Let's go.
I told Andy that I hope to God Robert Downey Jr. shuts her up.
What do you mean?
Because she keeps calling Dr. Doom a Robin Hood lookalike. And I'm like, can you stop disrespecting Andy, dude?
Well, that just shows
like,
that she doesn't read comics.
No, she doesn't. But I mean, she pays attention to it. But she says that the design looks stupid. And I'm like, can you stop disrespecting?
It's a bad costume.
Right?
It's a
The courthouse is just down the street. We could easily file divorce. You keep talking like this.
I'm just like, look, the costume. Okay, look, the costume's a C. But like,
I like how
everything else.
You're
is
so defeated when she says that. You're like,
know.
oh God, like
I just want to.
but I get this from the internet. I don't want to get this at home.
No, but I get where Andy's coming from.
No,
It's a bad
don't
costume.
say that, dude.
Dude, he just has green. He has a green leotard on. It's not great.
It's
not
a green hood with a suit of iron armor. That's fine. But he's a
I'm
dope
just
character.
Now I'm picturing Robert Downey Jr. singing the song from Shrek when he's Robin Hood from the first movie.
I forgot. Yeah, that's right.
It makes me mad, very, very mad. I steal from the rich and I give to the poor.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it's RDJ, man.
right.
All
If the
right.
hood fits.
Well, what do you guys think about the RDJ reveal? Let us know, guys, in
Yes.
the comment section.
In all fairness, it was a really cool reveal.
it was
was.
a cool reveal.
No, it was.
Of like,
It was very peak Robert Downey Jr.
it
like,
was.
and like energy. He was all like, "Yes, it's me. I am back. Worship me."
Which I thought it was real funny
Yeah.
because he went from Doom
yeah.
to Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And he immediately put the sunglasses on.
Yeah.
And I get that's RDJ now. Like that's just RDJ.
That's just him being.
That's just RDJ being
That's his
RDJ.
charisma, yeah.
And while he was developing Tony Stark, he added a lot of him to Tony. And it's so funny because as soon as he put the glasses on, I was like, there he is. That's Tony.
There's Tony.
There's Tony. And I also really like it too. Have you seen Tom Holland walk down like red carpets?
No.
He looks like a mini RDJ. It's funny. He has
Oh,
the
really?
same. He has the same like kind of glasses and everything else. It's
I think he
very
gave him
funny.
those glasses. I think.
Yeah, the glasses that he wears, the ones that RDJ got him.
Yeah, after Endgame.
Yeah, but I think it's super funny to think, oh, yeah, like he's kind of like his mentor
Yeah.
because he was kind of like the first really
Yeah.
like
I
I'm gonna
think-
work with you. I'm gonna actively work with you.
Because he
Plus-
wasn't in Civil War as well.
Plus, you got to also remember in Doomsday, they're going to reveal that, Tony Stark looks like, Victor Von Doom looks like Tony Stark,
Stark.
and Peter's going to see that.
You know what?
So he's going to be heartbroken.
In all fairness, and I know it was a PR stunt and everything like that, kind of wish they didn't say anything.
You know what? I was just thinking that when they revealed it, I was like, you know what? I could have been more happy if they just said we are bringing in Doom.
Like Doom is here.
That's the hype already. You have your hype.
yeah.
You know what?
Because
They
if
were
you would have just
scared.
said Doom,
No, because Kevin Feige is always like, I want freaking audience reactions.
Yeah, I know.
He
but could
thrives
you-
on that.
Could you imagine if they would have waited until Doomsday comes out and it was Robert Downey Jr. at the very end of the film?
Yeah.
No one walks out of the theater alive.
No, but that's
that
but
what
do you
you
know how freaking hype that would have been at that movie?
Nick would have been dead.
Yeah.
no, dude, because I think that would have been awesome if you have Doom the entire movie and his voice is all modulated.
And we don't know who it is.
We don't know who it is.
Everyone
And
says
then-
it's Cillian Murphy. They're just like, are you in it? You're in it, right? They're
Yeah,
like,
and I think that
Cillian's
would, and I think that would have been great for 2 years. People like nobody knows who Dr. Doom
ooh,
is.
that would have been the coolest meme ever.
That would have been so sick. And
Yeah.
then you see
See,
Rhodey.
you're thinking about it. You're like,
You see
yeah.
Rhodey and he's all damaged, and you see Doctor Doom and he's messed him up, and then the first thing he's just like, "You're never gonna get away with this," and then you
Yeah.
finally see him take off the mask.
Or he says a line of like, I knew a man in armor, but he never acted like you. Are you sure about that, Rhodey? And just boom.
and then you just see RDJ,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh my god!"
yeah. Everyone's like, oh god, dude, no, what the fuck?
No, but honestly, but that would have been a better moment.
Yeah, dude.
That would have been a better moment.
Yeah.
I would have been so hyped. I would have been like, "Oh
Dude,
my god!"
all three of us would have just like,
I would have lost.
like
I
whipped
would've
it out
lost
and
it.
just jerked each other off.
I
Like,
would've- no, but that's a better moment.
what are you doing?
Dude, I would have been pants. I would have been pants down. I would have been pants down, ass up, and I would have been like, "Stick it in, stick it in. I'm ready."
Yeah.
Dude, cool moment.
It would have been.
No, because that I know,
Yeah.
but that also takes away a great moment because that would have been a comic book moment.
Oh god, that
'Cause
would have been
a
like
great comic book
cinematic moment of all time.
of like
Bigger-
our greatest hero.
Bigger than Captain America grabbing the hammer from.
Oh, yeah, dude,
That
you know-
that would have topped that. I would have
Oh.
said, you know what, that was better than Endgame.
That
reveal.
was sick. That was so cool of him, especially against like Rhodey or Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Or anything else, and like especially if he is stealing Stark tech.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
that would have been really cool.
Yeah, it would have been cool. Like, how can he access that?
Like,
so
how is
easily,
he accessing it? Like, did he steal some of? Did he steal some of Tony's DNA?
Yeah.
Like, how is this working? And that would have been a great part of Doomsday. Of
Yeah, or if it like access Friday.
like he
through,
would
through
he would
like
have been able to
Rhodes-
hack.
oh, yeah.
He was able to hack Friday, and you're
Only
going like,
Tony
what is?
can access that.
Yeah, like only Tony knows how to access Friday, and that would. But there's so many ways you could have just had Tony Stark be kind of like thrown in there and kind of like hinted at and kind of going like, is Doom Tony?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Maybe it's
No.
like a variant of Tony.
Yeah, maybe
'Cause,
it's a
like,
variant of
because
Tony.
we're already in this mindset of like,
There's variants.
yeah, no, that, and then just like Robert Downey Jr. is never coming back. He's
Yeah,
gone.
absolutely.
He's too expensive. They would never shell out $100,000 just to have already in it.
All of a sudden, mask comes out.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh my god, they did!
But that would have been a really cool cinematic moment.
Yeah, it would've
And because I think that what it would have been a cooler scene at Comic-Con is instead of that is him pulling off the mask and then the lights turn off and just glow green.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
It's just
and then,
Doom, yeah.
And then it just says Doom. And then everybody would have been like, wait, who is it? Who was that?
Yeah.
And it was RDJ under the mask. And everybody was like, well, what's that body type? Who was that?
Yeah.
And you would have had
And he's
way
skinny too. He's gotten skinny, so everyone would have immediately said Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, people would have been like, "Oh, it's Cillian Murphy."
Yeah.
That's how skinny he looked. But I do feel like the reveal of Tony Stark, of Robert Downey junior really kills a lot of things or a lot of like great cinematic moments.
Yeah, because if they play off that moment of like, oh yeah, it's me, then I would have said, yeah, they shouldn't have revealed that at Comic-Con. That would be my only critique, if anything. If they treat it like it's a huge reveal.
Now all I want to think about is they have something else under their sleeves.
So that's what I'm thinking. So really quick, this is my light theory, not a full theory. I'm thinking this is a variant of Doomsday that helps the Avengers. That helps them.
Oh.
But then, maybe revealed that he does have his secret intentions. But I think in order to be like, oh, yeah, this is Doom. He's helping us out and stuff like that. But it looks like Tony Stark. But then it's revealed that he betrays them later on and stuff
But
like that.
you know what? But I feel like that would be weird. I do feel like that would be weird because, like, let's just say Doomsday. Because obviously, if Doomsday's there, I feel like you would have to have the Fantastic Four there.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to have Pedro Pascal and everything else. I feel it's a lot weirder. What just clicked in your head?
Yeah.
I saw you have a brain blast, or you short circuited. I'm not sure which.
Or he just finished.
But I
No,
do,
because you're right. He needs to be in Fantastic Four.
because how do you have
if-
that interaction with in Doomsday?
See, but
with
that's the
them?
buildup right there. That would be a good buildup because if he's introduced towards the end,
Yeah.
the threat isn't Doom in Fantastic Four. It's going to be Galactus.
Yeah.
So in the end, we have to have Victor Von Doom, one of the geniuses of our, of this world, to help us out defeat it.
Yeah.
What if the Fantastic Four then get back into the universe and they see Tony Stark as
like
or
a fallen
a-
hero, and
yeah.
everybody's like, "Why are they all?"
what's going on? And that's the end of Fantastic Four right there. That's a hype.
That is kind of a hype. I think that's interesting. But my big thing is that with Fantastic Four, and they have to interact with Doom, even if they are,
Yeah.
if Doom is helping them, and you have to have that interaction between Reed and Doom,
Yeah.
where we don't trust him. We know
Yeah.
Doom. We know Doom.
Well,
we
because they know,
he's up to something.
because they know Victor Von Doom is just like
There's a reason
he has his
why-
own attention.
He's
There's a
not
reason-
helping us out of virtue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they introduced him now. And that's not because he's going to be in the end credits of Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
He's in Fantastic Four.
Probably.
You think RDJ is in Fantastic
Oh, yeah.
Four?
Why would you- why
$100
would you-
million? $100 million? You think that got him in 3 movies?
Yeah.
I think
Not in all of it, but he's mentioned in the first act, teased in the second act, helps out in the third act. They get into the universe. Then it's Tony Stark all over the place.
You know what he's doing to the budget?
No, that's how you do it. That's how you hype him up. You start in Fantastic Four, you build him up. You don't have any time to waste. You got to start putting him in now.
No, and
you got to do it now.
100%, I agree with you.
So-
It's just I feel like the way that this is gonna work, not only that, but also I'm very interested on how that's gonna work out. Seeing Downey Jr. on the screen, and he's not Tony, because he can't act like Tony.
No,
he has to act 180, or
you
he
also
has
got to give him a
change it.
little bit of an accent because he's Romanian, unless you
just scrap that.
Yeah.
In which that'd be really weird if you did.
Well, they kind of did that in the first Fantastic Four, where Victor Von Doom was born in that country,
Romania,
but he moved to America when he was young and built an empire, a business empire.
I think he said he had family money though.
Yeah, it was all family money, but
he has family. He was rich, and
corporation.
he was rich, and then he used it to make the
Doom Enterprises. Doom.
Yeah.
Well, let us know what you guys think. We talked an extra 15 minutes for you. You're welcome.
Yes.
There you go. But we do got to wrap up this issue up. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here at issue 208. These were our thoughts on the Comic-Con panel, comic strips, and a little bit of our lives. If you guys enjoyed what you guys saw here or listened to, please go on, recommend it to some other people. Go and share this link. Let people know. Comment down below what you guys think about this show. Follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and xmens.com, Twitter.
X-Men's.com.
Check out our YouTube if you guys have not yet checked it out, and go subscribe. 248. Get us to 250. Get us by 250 this week. I know you can. Sarah's been commenting a lot. From
She
Under
has.
City, or not
Real
Under City,
trooper.
from
A Wasteland Comics.
Wasteland Comics.
Yeah.
Share this. Go. Share this, please.
Please, yes.
Please get us to 250. If you can get 2 more subscribers, we appreciate
We
it.
just want 2 more subscribers.
Yeah. Get us to 250 after we get to 500.
Please!
We'll do anything.
No.
Bryan will do mouth stuff.
Stop. And follow us on our audio platforms,
Yes.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. With that said, ready to close it up?
Yes. I forgot how to start to fill that. This has been Keep It Up with the Nerds, issue 208. Recording at, I'm Rene.
Right.
Recording at Undercity Comics. We'll see you all next time. That's a C. I kept looking at it, too.